Torches of war under hatred sail, a whisper of doom on a weary breeze. Scorching the shores in a blazing trail, cinder and fume foul the air we breathe. Blood of fallen kings, blades of chaos ring, steel and silver sing for justice.
Hello, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, or Senstaku, as you might know me on Twitter, the executive producer here, and I just want to thank you for watching. It really means a lot to us that people watch, listen to, and enjoy our shows. If you want to help us keep making these shows as fun and lively as they can be, please join your fellow fans in supporting us at our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms or by subscribing to our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/finalshowfilms. It really means a lot to us that the amount of you who do support us continue to do so, especially our $25 plus tier supporters on Patreon. Antitonic, Cat Waterflame, Samantha Bates, Maureen Monty, and Gravity Alexander. Every little bit helps, so thank you to all of our patrons and subs. Check us out on Twitter at Final Show Films and on our website at www.finalshowfilms.com for updates, go-live notifications, and more. We love interacting with you, so feel free to tweet at us or email us at finalshowfilms@gmail.com. That being said, please relax and enjoy. We're live.
Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to Werewolf the Apocalypse, Shadows of the Neon, the World of Darkness Chronicle we're running here on Final Show Films. My name is Jack. I am your storyteller for this narrative, and joining me this evening is Jeremy.
All right, my name is Jeremy. Excuse me. My name is Jeremy. I am playing Aiden Taylor, Hamid Philodox, Child of Gaia.
And Craig.
Hi, I'm Craig. I'm playing Sal Mararo, a Glasswalker Ragabash Haman.
And Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara, and I am playing Alex, Black Fury Metis, Philodox.
And Holly.
Hi, I'm Holly. I'm playing Dakota. She is a Lupus Galliard Uktana.
And William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Ingvar Ulf's daughter, the Homid Geta Fenris Arun.
And Aaron.
Hi, I'm Erin, and I'm playing Anastasia Ambrose, Metis Galliard Silverfang.
And John.
I'm John. I'm playing Hakal, the Hamid Silent Strider Theurge.
And last time we were in Vegas, the Wings the Mojave pack concluded their first moot at Caesar's Palace, where Irving Silverstein recovered from his weird spirit channeling trance and provided at least some murky directives on where the pack of misfits should turn to next. Some of the pack participated in the closing revel, and the rest split off to explore the spectacle of the casino, finding food, entertainment, and company as needed. Also murder, because sometimes a Philodox Alpha needs to work off some stress. But before the pack departed for the evening, they were approached by Walter Hempstead, one of the Las Vegas Sept elders, who explained some initial guesses as to the meaning behind Silverstein's poetic message and officially rescinded Alex's confinement to the halfway house cairn. The pack's trip home was punctuated by some tense conversation, which concluded with Alex demanding to be let out partway to the halfway house and loosing her first free howl to the night sky as she and Dakota began a walk home. There are many things, however, that stalk the nights of the city with open ears, and a few miles later, the Galliard and the Philodox heard other howls, hunting howls, unfamiliar and at varying distances. And now we return to the streets of Vegas as a pair of young wolves find themselves isolated from their allies and hemmed in by approaching predators. So, Alex and Dakota.
Yeah.
The shadows seem to draw closer around you as the relative quiet of the night reasserts itself in the aftermath of the howling. One of them significantly closer than many of the others you heard. You're still probably about 2 miles from the halfway house. What do you plan to do?
About how far away is the howling coming from?
The closest was like a couple hundred yards.
Was about 100 yards away, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Someone's surrounding us. I'm saying over the mind link. At least 3. We're 2 miles away, just past Jefferson. How many? I look up at Dustbringer and like, can you go up and see how many there are and where they are?
And
3
you
what?
see
Sorry.
him starting to spiral
Owls.
north.
Yeah, they're howling.
Does it sound like Guru, or can I not tell?
You can give me a intelligence and primal urge roll, difficulty 6.
Okay.
Jack, assuming I know this, given my dots of contacts and resources, how quickly could I get them a car?
10, 20 minutes probably.
I can order a car, but I don't think that's fast enough.
Actually, no, there's not even a you're sure. You just hear an on my way, get somewhere safe. And Aiden is running for his motorcycle. Spending
Meanwhile,
as much rage as is needed to get there instantly.
okay. You guys had just gotten home. I'd say you can get to your motorcycle inside 1 round with 2 rage.
Okay.
Also, clarification question. We just got home, meaning that the car that we're getting out of is still there or no?
I believe that car had already departed.
Okay. Clearly, I didn't even remember where we were starting. So.
Yeah, I know. So currently, with the exception of Dakota and Alex, all but Sal you guys are all back at the halfway house currently. Speaking of Sal, however, I'll need you to make a perception and alertness roll, difficulty 7.
Got it.
As you realize the person you went home with is a black spiral dancer.
You know, there comes a time in everyone's life where you realize
You've made mistakes.
You go into the bedroom, she's laying there, and all of a sudden her face splits open and tentacles come out.
it's like they say, you rage with the one that brought you.
Right.
All right.
Oh.
I have completely lost track. You said perception and what?
Perception alertness difficulty 7.
All right. Did that roll? I did not.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, okay. Well, then
Yep.
ignore
1
the
success. As you are driving, Tracy in the passenger seat, headed east. Her hand just sort of darts out and clenches around your forearm as you hear, slightly in the distance, you've got the windows cracked a little bit, 2 howls rise over the cityscape.
All right. And
You
her
also
grabbing...
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You also can make an intelligence and primal urge roll, difficulty 6.
Yeah, I got a 0 on mine, so I have no idea.
You hear howls. They're kind of terrifying.
Yep.
Yeah.
And her grabbing my wrist, that may be a separate roll, but does that seem like out of alarm at the howl, or is she trying to stop me? Is she trying to mess with my driving?
It's pretty clear that she heard it as well. And yes, that was shock and nervousness. You definitely recognize werewolf hunting howls when you hear them.
Okay. All right. Can I tell roughly how far away?
Give me an intelligence and survival, difficulty 7.
Not my wheelhouse.
Do you have any dots in survival?
I don't think I do. No, I do not.
Okay, so it'll be difficulty 8 for you then.
Okay.
A cow does.
Aiden, you are at your motorcycle, and I assume driving toward.
Yep. Not taking any small amount of any.
You are pedal to the metal, as it were. Okay. I'll need you to give me a dexterity and drive then, difficulty 6.
I do have drive.
Sal,
you're spending willpower so I don't wipe out and become useless.
Okay. Sal, you're thinking maybe a quarter mile.
Okay.
Slightly northwest of you.
All right. I am changing direction and headed to whatever the closest possible route is to go in that direction.
All right.
Sal turns to Tracy and says, "Oh shit, we better go and check that out. In addition to all the other things I told you I do, I'm also a forest ranger."
Give me a manipulation and subterfuge, difficulty 8.
Drop the hooker off.
As Sal is lying about his profession and apparently repeatedly, I'm turning on location tracking for the people I know are in danger and the person who just went after them, and just trying to use phone, probably heading into where I have desktop, figure out where they are, what buildings around there might be open, safe, potentially even allies places.
Okay.
Doing computer master things.
I apologize, but I was doing this because my computer is being really slow. I was not doing that to you, Aaron. I'm sorry. I just
No,
realized
I
how that
just
would have looked.
saw an opportunity to say words while you were trying to make a roll.
There you go.
What is around us right now?
As far as what's around you right now, mostly residential.
Okay.
A surprising number of churches in this part of town. Many of them look a little bit in states of disrepair and neglect. A couple of them have been boarded up and abandoned, but are still churches, more or less, owned by someone.
It won't matter until it needs to, but I'm spending a rage to activate city running, and I'm just going to make my way in the direction indicated on foot. I will probably arrive after any combat happens, if it happens, which is when I should arrive.
Okay. Sal, you can either take your one success, or it says you don't have any manipulation, which I know is not the case.
That is not the case.
But if you don't feel like trying to fight with the dice roller, one success is enough that she's not going to immediately call you on your bullshit.
Are you perchance in the wrong form?
Oh, you know what? That might be it.
Manipulation is one of those things that gets ruined by.
Yeah.
I think I just rolled an additional 3d10 and didn't get a success on it.
Okay, no worries then.
But yeah, that's right. I am not on this date in Krynos form.
That's a smart choice. Don't do that. Don't go on dates.
You
with
only attract particular types of fetishes.
That is
if
true.
you go on dates.
That's not fair. That's what kinfolk are for.
If a specific type of con is in town, then you clean up.
And someone that con has extremely high willpower, which I'm
talking about kinfolk with specific types of fetishes, because if it's a human, it doesn't matter what fetish it is. They're a big monster. You run away.
That is very true.
Barring the rare sample with 10 willpower.
In which case, you should run away.
Yeah, probably.
All right.
Aiden, you come tearing out of the halfway house.
And that was one success thanks to the willpower.
Right. And basically whip down towards the area that you're trying to get to. It's not super smooth.
Yeah. He doesn't care.
You do have to slam on the brakes at a stoplight as somebody makes a turn that they probably shouldn't have. But you're getting where you need to be.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
how you doing?
We should take cover.
Yes, you should.
You
absolutely fucking should.
You said there are like some churches that look like they've been boarded up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something that looks abandoned. Alex would probably be looking for something with the symbol that Sal wears, honestly, because she doesn't know anything about this, but that seems like it might be a safer place to go.
Are you going fast or sneaky?
I'm not good at sneaking. I'm very bright in if there are street lights or not. Some? Okay. Let's try sneaky, I think. Let's try it.
All right.
I'm gonna try that too.
Okay.
Stealth and dexterity, difficulty 6.
Okay.
All right.
Given this is pretty much exactly what I was trying to assist with.
Yeah.
Are you
trying to provide assistance to them? What are you trying to do?
To reiterate, I have location on the 3 people who, I guess 4 people who are actively headed towards this situation.
Yes, you do.
I also have Google Maps and a fairly strong knowledge of computers with which to figure out what might be a good, safe place for them to go.
Okay,
If
so you're
there's any
trying to-
allies in the area, if there's anything that would be either open or at least closed and somewhat safe.
So you're able to pick up, this is not territory that's been specifically claimed by any one pack or other.
Mhm.
There are a number of businesses, but obviously most of those, this is the wee hours of the morning, so the majority of those will be closed. And there's a community park nearby, but you're thinking that would probably be
Worst
it's
place.
one thing to hide undercover from like the police or somewhere in a heavily vegetative area. Doing it from predators that are more at home in the wild than not, probably not the best plan.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, if you're looking for a specific recommendation, go ahead and just roll me.
Computers, presumably.
I'm going to say, well, you're not going to have to make any computer rolls because this is not a difficult thing to get access to the information you're needing. This is more of all right, I have this information. What's my sort of lateral thinking solution from this data set that I have? So that's going to be intelligence, and you could do either enigmas or survival. Difficulty 7.
And the other thing that Alex does is
have to do survival because I don't have the knowledge of enigmas.
Okay.
hand my knife to Dakota as a weapon in case if I can shift fast.
Difficulty. Do you have dots in survival, Aaron?
No, I don't.
Okay.
But it's not a knowledge; it's a skill.
Right. So it'll be difficulty 8.
I'm sorry, I missed that. What did Alex just say?
If we have to fight, I can shift fast.
Okay.
So I'll hand you my knife. Because I know that.
Okay.
It probably got lost in the shuffle, but Ingvar was also trying to see if, because Anastasia had mentioned possibility of getting a ride to them. Ingvar wanted to be with that ride when it was going there.
I can't. I was only asking the GM whether or not that made sense or was available. That's going to take 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But Ingvar is trying to figure out a way to get there.
Oh, jeez. Has anyone left their keys in their car, maybe?
Well, let's see. Sal's car isn't here because he's driving it. Aiden has taken his only set of wheels, and I don't think any of the rest of you own vehicles.
Nope.
No.
So you could conceivably go hit up some of the kinfolk and see if someone will let you borrow a car. Jupiter has not yet returned to the halfway house from the
But by the time we hit up the kinfolk, I could probably just call Customs Uber.
Yeah, like as far as that goes, you think that calling an Uber or borrowing a car from a sleeping kinfolk is probably going to be roughly the same.
0 successes.
0 successes. All right.
It here first, folks.
Yes. Dakota, I'll need you to make a dexterity stealth difficulty 6 as well.
Oh no!
So the two of you.
Really quick, over the pack link, you hear, keep your head down, look out for potential snipers as well. You just hear that.
Okay.
So
Avoid
two
the
of
community park at the
Mhm.
street intersection. And yeah, I'll call a car for Ingvar.
You know, it makes sense because Dakota is still like wearing rainbow colors,
Yeah.
like really bright rainbow colors.
We're visible.
So the two of you have picked your objective, and you're going to head for it as quickly and quietly as you can, trying to stay stealthy. You're creeping down, and you have the great bad luck that one of the streetlights that you thought was out just kind of zoop, and flickers into illumination just as you're crossing underneath it, and you are, albeit in low light, still fully illuminated to an extent that very few other things on the sidewalks around here are.
Fuck.
At which point, a shape steps out of the shadows. Excuse me, miss, I am new to this town. Can you give me directions?
No.
The individual appears to be late 20s, early 30s, mid-length dark hair, and is standing in sort of just very carefully edging into the streetlight that also has you illuminated currently. He's dressed almost entirely in black and definitely looks like something off of the cover of a very, very emo novel. I apologize. I do not mean to disturb you too much. It's just, well, I heard your howling a little while ago, and I thought I would be wise to introduce myself. No one really marks their territory around here.
Where are you trying to get to?
Well, I was hoping that there was some location in the city, as I'm sure there is somewhere, where those of the nation can congregate and make their introductions known.
I would like to sense worm.
Go right ahead.
Ooh.
Smart decisions.
All right, here
They
we
make
go. What's the
smart
difficulty on that?
decisions. Make them occasionally.
Difficulty 8.
Okay. Is this something that I can spend willpower on?
Yes.
I will do that. So, 1 success.
1 success. Very faint whiff, but the sort that you would probably get from spending too much time in a urban center or eating the wrong type of food that
Okay.
probably has some level of wormish taint to it. There's nothing
Okay.
that feels super innate worm about this person. It's very ambient worm
Got it. Okay.
currently.
More bone gnar than Black Spiral.
Yeah, pretty much. But I apologize. My name is Vincent Blackshadow.
Okay, Dakota's going to speak through the mental link to Alex.
Yeah.
Should we tell him about the halfway house, or is that a bad idea?
Bad idea. Someone is here talking to us. Vincent Blackshadow?
Sort of screamed through the lake.
Yeah.
Do not fucking tell him about the halfway house.
I mean, we don't know that he's all murdery.
Does the name Vincent
No, it's-
Blackshadow mean anything to those of us on the...
None of you have ever heard the name
Okay.
before, no. He kind of leans his head back a little bit. I can't whistle, but he can. And you see a couple more shapes starting to lope very casually, little quickly.
How many shapes?
You see 2 currently. Sal, go ahead and give me a just intelligence and drive, difficulty 7.
Okay.
Intelligence.
Aiden, you can give me the same roll, difficulty 6, since
Okay, sorry, what role was it?
Intelligence and drive. This is your navigation.
Okay.
Someone else is doing that for Ingvar right now.
Does the specialty creative logic apply?
Not really.
Okay, I was thinking like driving through
Though-
streets, like sidewalks, cutting through like public parks.
Though that was an excellent use of creative logic, Jeremy.
Thank you.
My hair.
It was diff what?
Difficulty 6 for you, since you've got a little more information.
That would
on
be
this.
3.
That would be 3. All right. So you guys are probably 2 or 3 rounds out at this point, and definitely headed the right direction.
Not slowing down in the slightest.
Okay.
Yeah, Sal will drive as close to where he thinks the sound is, and then park around the corner. He's not going to drive straight up to wherever the location is with Tracy in the car.
Okay.
So
we'll say that you get to your parking spot.
okay. Sal says, just look, here are the keys. Hang tight.
And give through your keys, you're gonna lose your car.
Bye.
I got plans on that. I'm gonna do plug and play as I get out of the car, but so I can turn off the car if it starts to drive away. But and says, look, I'm gonna lock the door. These desert wolves that get into the city, they can just get absolutely crazy. So just be safe. I'll be here. Don't worry, I'll be right back. And I'll hop out of the car. You have GM face, Jack.
This is Tracy's face as she's like,
okay.
Desert wolves, dangerous. Man in shirt sleeves wanders off with nothing. Are you sure?
Yeah, I got a Leatherman in my pocket. I'll be fine. Like I said, I'm a professional. You remember that. You believe that. Anyway, let's go.
Is so many
You
red
believe that?
flags for this poor.
I am so on board. I actively support her driving out with her car because if she buys it, you're a dead man because you're going to confront wolves.
When was the last time you activated plug and play?
I think that
Before the
Wasn't it
news.
to get that reservation?
yeah, it was
To get that
that's right.
reservation. So that's still active. It lasts for a whole day.
Yeah.
With that willpower point. So you don't
Yeah.
even need. Yeah, you're still running hot on that. So you're
Okay.
good there.
So I'm
You
just
don't
gonna
have to
tap
think.
into. I'm gonna tap into the car, and then if the car starts to move, I'm gonna turn off the car.
Okay.
Oh, yes. So now the car is going to die as she's trying to get out of the dark Las Vegas area where there are desert wolves.
This isn't a horror movie at all.
Mm.
You get basically around the corner and you see the car ignition start on your phone.
Okay. I'm gonna turn it off.
Oh God.
So yeah,
She's just going to run screaming into the night at this point.
Yeah.
That's not a good thing. She's gonna run screaming right around the predatory wolf monsters.
So roughly at this point,
Last time Sal
Dakota
broke the
and
code,
Alex.
I got mad at him.
roughly at this point, you see the other two individuals step into the street light. One of them is probably about 6'5", a good 270, 300 pounds of solid muscle. You can see the grip of a gun just barely protruding past the shirt that he's wearing over top of a tank top. Definitely has some sort of firearm in a shoulder holster.
Mm-hmm.
The other is a very dark-skinned female, dreadlocks, little bit of an edgy aspect to her, constantly checking from one side to another. And these are two of my friends, Grips, Mavka. We have a couple others wandering around, but you know how it is. It's best to announce yourself when you arrive at a new location. So,
True. What were you hunting?
you, actually. It's fairly rare that the first night out on a new city and someone is so kind as to let us know exactly where we should look to find our people.
Well, what was the last city you were in?
Yeah, Portland. I mean, we have been through many cities between here and Maine, but that was the last place that we called home, as it were.
Portland, Maine, not Portland, Oregon. It's important to
Yes,
distinct
that is
these
correct.
two.
Which means I
Okay.
can't make the machete reference.
Right?
So, and
15. Sorry, go ahead. Continue. I'm just.
Alex will update the rest of the group. Two more. One has a gun.
Is
And
it drawn?
And they said that there are more of them.
Revving to go faster.
Nothing's happened yet.
Except apparently they're hunting us.
Fast as I can.
Faster!
Hekau asks over the link, is the gun drawn?
No.
Because that's relevant information for the
Aiden,
two people
give
that
me
are waiting there
perception
right
and
now.
alertness difficulty 6.
Okay.
Trying to
which
find
set of
more guru.
tabs do I have?
Ingvar
And,
just sitting in the back
Sal,
of an
you can
Uber like
give-
Dio, just arms crossed.
Stamina and athletics difficulty 6.
That's all the successes, and I mean that literally.
Nice.
So here's the
Anya
question
is-
for Sal. If he's got enough notice that there is a reasonably large, definitely wolf in the road ahead of him, is he going to run it over on a motorcycle?
All right,
Wait,
question
Sal?
for Aiden,
For
not
Aiden.
Sal.
Or for Aiden,
Okay,
sorry. For
that
Aiden,
makes
not
more
Sal.
sense.
My bad.
Sal uses his limit break.
I am going to unfortunately say yes.
Okay. Give me a strength and drive difficulty 9.
As Aiden gets tossed from his bike by an Arun he tried to run over.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't even feel like this needs to be an Arun, but go for it. I'm in favor of this plan.
Aiden's going. Okay, really quick. Is there enough time to really quick and see if there's anybody around?
With that many successes on your perception check, you can tell that this is otherwise a deserted street. Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So, all right, you tell me if this is still a strength brawl roll. He's aiming the bike at the large wolf, pushing off the bike and mid-air spending a rage to insta-shift Krynos.
So this is going to you would have to, if you wanted to get full dice pulls for both, you would have to spend an additional rage.
That's fine. That gives me that's my 2.
Okay. And then yes, you'll still have to make the dexterity drive difficulty 9.
Okay.
But if you get successes on that, you can then make a dexterity brawl flying tackle roll, I suppose.
He's jumping back. He's not jumping in
Okay.
at the
You're
moment.
okay. He's just trying
He's
to
jumping back because otherwise he lands in a big heap of motorcycle
Okay, gotcha. So
and
he's
assume it's spiral.
okay. So that's him trying to torpedo the bike while not being on the bike.
Exactly.
Okay, I see what you're.
And then
catching now, so
his plan is once collision happens, it's going to be charging forward.
okay.
Fun story. because he had 2 rage over his maximum, I still only spent 2 rage off my total amount.
It's true. All right, so go ahead and make your
Dex drive,
drive 9.
diff 9.
I like to think that as I'm
Willpower.
halfway up a fire escape trying to take the shortest route between 2 points, I just hear a crash in the distance.
I like to think that because Anya's watching all of the beacons on the smartphone, there's just a race between City Running and Uber.
I have 1 willpower point left, for the record.
After you spend this one?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, there's
Um,
definitely a race between the city running and
Hey,
Uber. I'm
that's
just
2
curious which one will win.
successes.
That's 2
I
successes.
just plowed into some poor fucking guru. Or even better, maybe not a guru.
Just a wolf.
Just a random kinfolk wolf.
Oh,
that
I
happens to be
really hope
here.
not.
Or
I
maybe
really
a
hope
like
not.
first change lupus.
Ah, they had it coming.
And then for the dismount,
Yep.
that will be dexterity and athletics, also difficulty 9.
And I have a slightly higher roll for this because I am now big wolf man.
Yes, you do.
Please tell me I'm in a position to see this even from very far away.
It was Dex Athletics difficulty what?
9.
You're running up. You're running up the street. There's a spotlight going on.
I am gonna try and see if there's any security cameras I can get access to or anything.
Okay, that will be a computer's roll. Intelligence computers difficulty 7.
How?
And the priority is
How?
obviously making sure none of this gets caught on cameras that will later be reviewed, but
How?
also seeing if I can see it. Sorry, Jeremy.
That doesn't make. Oh no! Wait. No, that doesn't make sense. I
1,
shouldn't
2,
have
3,
6
4,
dice.
5, 6. Why
I
shouldn't?
should not have 6 dice on a Dex Athletics roll.
Are you still in form?
In Krynos?
I'm in Krynos, which gives me +1.
What's your dex?
My Dex is 2 in Hamid. I have no athletics,
Huh.
which it's a talent. It shouldn't raise my difficulty,
Right.
but still.
Did you change? Did you actually put dex in there and not strength?
Let me check and see.
No.
Oh, you know what?
I
I changed the number, but I changed the thing, but I did not change the thing.
Yeah, you changed the name, but not the actual
1.
attribute.
1 success.
Did I land on my feet?
You landed mostly on your feet.
Good enough.
Tuck and roll.
Yep.
That's also acceptable.
As the bike just goes front wheel wobble straight into this wolf who twists to the side. You still clip the back flank, you can tell, but it's not nearly the head-on T-bone that you were really hoping for.
Good enough.
Also, giant wolf. It might be Hispo form, not lupus.
Jack, does my computer aptitude apply here?
Yes, it would.
Okay, great. I keep forgetting I have that.
And the wolf sees you and turns and just takes off at a flat run toward where you were originally headed. Cool.
With a snarl.
Krynos chasing a hip.
2 successes on that.
2 successes. Anya, you're able to pick up kind of a crappy street cam, but it's got enough of a line down the sidewalk that you can at least see 5 silhouettes roughly or so clustered in a street light.
All right. Am I also able to, with that roll, discourage local recording for this?
You can get started on that. That will be a extended roll. So you'll have each roll will take about a minute. But yeah, you can get started on that if you want.
Well, I've got I've got camera eyes on you, and I'm working on taking them out. Yeah.
Sal, you are running, sir.
Did I see the motorcycle wolf?
No, he's coming from the opposite direction that you are.
Okay.
Yep. And you round the corner and start heading north. they're probably about 100 yards or so down. You can see a number of people standing in a streetlight.
You know,
Okay. Does it look like the appropriate group?
You can, even at that distance, you can smell. You can
Okay.
smell them, yeah.
All right. Did anybody look? What is the vibe right now?
It's a little worrying. I mean, they're definitely outnumbered. You're not
Okay.
seeing anything that looks like overtly, blatantly aggressive,
Okay.
but that sort of thing is not always immediately signaled ahead of time.
All right. Slowing down, I think, a little bit, so I'm not just dashing straight out. Sal raises his voice a little bit and says, "Oh, there you are. Found. Okay, good job on hide and seek. I beat everybody else, but everybody will be here soon. Who are your new friends?" And still not running flat out, but still moving quickly.
Right. So you guys can hear like a little bit of a shout behind you as these words slowly drift over. Sal, give me a perception and alertness. Your attention is pretty focused, so I'm going to make this difficulty 8.
You hear the Krynos barreling in from the other direction.
So
2.
2. And what was that, Aiden?
Oh, so Jack, I have a question.
Yes.
Because I had a realization about a few seconds ago. Assuming you know what Aiden's assuming the situation is, and certain elements that would make him acting this way, would a rage roll potentially be necessary here?
Sure, why not?
I wasn't sure yes or no because I don't know how every storyteller puts frenzy hair triggers differently. So.
Yeah. No, at this point, protective instincts are starting to kick in and that sort of thing. So yeah, I'd say you could make a frenzy roll on this one.
And what's the what's the?
I'm gonna put this one at difficulty 7.
Also,
Okay.
it's entirely reasonable because there are howls of greeting you use when you're entering a new city. They are not howls of hunting.
That's fine.
No.
That's fine.
It's a different.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm still okay.
You're still in
That
pursuit,
said,
but you're doing okay.
The response to Anya over the pack link to the status update is pretty much just a snarl sound.
Okay, so given I've been a werewolf for a while,
Mm-hmm.
would I be able to recognize what has just happened?
In terms of whose conduct, in terms of what's going on that you can see on the camera, or in terms of what's
Is
being
that a
communicated?
snarl of I'm not paying attention to the world anymore, or is that a snarl of I'm busy?
Give me a wits and empathy difficulty 8.
Yeah, can I do that as well? Because
As the snarl comes over the mind link, anybody who
yeah.
can make a wits and empathy difficulty 8.
Yeah, somebody's snarling, and we just had a problem.
I think that
with
might actually be a botch.
That is actively a botch. You're pretty sure he has gone full
worm frenzy.
Like he the chainsaw is at full throttle, and the beast is off the leash.
He's
Sal,
gonna start eating people
Oh God.
soon.
Yeah.
Also, box.
Alex, you're like, oh shit. He's coming in again. He's gone berserk again.
What's
Okay,
that
Al,
roll?
you're
no.
like, he's focused. He's a focused
Aiden
alpha
didn't.
who's
Yeah.
you're
Aiden
at
did.
Sal,
That was
you're
Sal.
the same.
What's that roll? Sorry.
Wits and empathy difficulty 8.
What's an empathy?
Alex did not botch, if that helps.
Oh, I didn't.
No, there was a 9 in there, right? Difficulty 8?
Yep.
Yes, there is actually. So. No.
Okay.
I
so-
just.
Yeah, Alex, Dakota, you guys both hear it then. Let me roll that back.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just, you know he's coming in. You know he's not feeling his best.
That is a botch.
Yeah, Ingvar, you're like, Oh damn! Somebody gonna lose some blood tonight.
I love how many people have botched this roll right
I mean,
now.
to
Sal,
be
you
fair, that doesn't put Ingvar off, you know?
Sal,
In
you are about
fairness,
50 yards away.
People who botched are further away geographically.
This is
Right.
true.
Sal, you are about 50 yards away, and you suddenly glance over and notice a much larger figure, probably about 20, 30 feet to your left, jogging alongside you,
Okay.
like through lawns and shit.
Okay.
Headed the same direction. Big guy, kind of long black hair, most of it pulled back. That's about as much silhouette as you can make out right now.
Jack,
Okay.
Heck out.
I've got a mechanically relevant question.
Okay.
What? So the range of the harmony flute is just anyone who can hear it.
Yeah.
At
Which
what would I have to be able to visually see them to know that they can hear it, or would the acoustics of a city make it echo louder or less? Like what would be the range on that?
Sound pollution, you can generally have a working rule of thumb of about 25 yards at best.
Okay. So I'm way too far away.
You
for
are
that
way
yeah,
too far away for
absolutely.
harmony flute shit.
Continuing on.
Unless you can hook up a Doof Warrior like PA system from Fury
Yeah,
Road.
Anya wants will never ask.
What if you just do it
where
over
it's
the
a harmony
phone?
flute instead of a flaming guitar.
You have to be able to hear. It doesn't work over the phone. You have to be able to
Oh,
hear
okay.
the flute.
Yeah, no,
itself.
you have to be
Okay.
you have to be hearing it live, more or less.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
I
and
did like the
Hekau-
Doof Warrior
And
reference.
Hekau does not have a flaming truck with giant mega speakers that he can hook the flute to.
Unfortunately.
Also,
Not yet.
hooking a flute to
Or
speakers
for
is really hard.
Where's your war rig, man?
No, you just
I
do a
feel like-
microphone.
I feel
It's
like
fine.
This is where my backup character comes in.
Anyway.
Also, now I can only think of it's like, hey, you know that new sound you're looking for? Yes. Just hold out the phone.
All right. Jerry, I'm not going to have you roll for it because I can just tell you from the sheet, there is no
Yeah.
way that you and Krynos can catch this lupus.
That's fine. That's fine.
But you're following them and arriving roughly at about the same time that Sal is going to show up. So this will be a nice little dog pile.
Sal would like to call out to the other figure that's running as soon as he spots it and says, hey, I'll race you, and then puts speed back on.
Okay.
I
Can
say
I
something where stuff there's a lot of things happening
Yeah,
at once.
mhm.
I don't know when we get back to my turn.
Yeah, no, right about now it's Alex and Dakota again.
This isn't a fight yet. Over the lake.
And also over the link, if we could like prevent it from being a fight, that would be great.
Yeah, just
Aiden, do you understand that part? Because I can see most of this over, so I saw the.
Mm-hmm.
and we got at least one more incoming. Also over the link.
Yeah, so what are your names then, ladies?
Alex.
Dakota.
It is a pleasure to meet you. Yeah, I am the half moon of this pack, but with me is, of course, one of our fulls, and this is our crescent.
So that Mara knows because I have not had those memorized.
So full moon is Arun,
Okay.
crescent moon is Theurge,
And the half moon is the Philodox.
half moon is Philodox. Yep.
Okay. Yep.
And looks like our other full moon is trailing your friend who is coming. Greetings, brother.
To
That-
which one of
That's
us?
Sal.
That he's yelling over your shoulders at Sal as Sal, you're stepping up just now.
He does that thing where you've been running for a while, but you're trying to look like you haven't been. He comes up, hey, how's it going?
Oh, well, we have just gotten right about now, you guys are hearing pause and then something much larger and heavier and more poundy on pavement and a little bit of tearing up the pavement right behind the pause. And you see a lupine figure dart through a streetlight pool as more or less a big furry muscly tank is about 2
Carrying
seconds
a
behind.
staff.
Yep.
Yeah, Ingvar's gonna get the Uber driver that's driving her to stop like a block or so away, so that Uber driver isn't driving into delirium. All right, so we're here.
Crash the car
Plot
into
twist.
Aiden.
Plot twist.
Stars,
The
good
Uber
music.
driver is a Toreador.
Right.
Double plot.
No.
Getting it.
Plot twist.
The Uber driver is working with the werewolves and also
No,
a Toreador.
Plot twist. The Uber driver is an Assamite.
What's that one?
Those are the ones that hate me specifically.
Those are vampire assassins.
Vampire
4
assassins
stars,
are
good
Legion.
music selection.
Asamites aren't worried about you.
Not invulnerable.
Setites.
Setites. That
Setite,
was it.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Setites
Setites.
are the
Yeah,
ones that don't
followers
like
of
you.
Set. Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah, no. Assamites are the Middle Eastern assassin ones because
Yes.
racial sensitivity and cultural knowledge is definitely werewolves. Big
vampire.
World of Darkness in general is
Yes.
really great at Middle
Anyway.
Eastern stuff.
Anyway, but yeah, a very dark furred lupus trots up and sort of puts on the brakes, looking over their shoulder as Aiden, in full Krynos,
Yep.
just comes barreling down the fucking street.
And he's gotten word, so he's not going to just go in and start murdering.
So I'm glad to
We'll
see
sort of
talk.
skid to a stop to where he's trying to interpose himself between his pack mates and these people.
Okay. As you come barreling up, the 3 that are standing in the street, the Arun immediately goes Krynos as well, but is managing to keep his composure back at least. The other 2 definitely push Glabro, but are looking very watchful.
Yep.
And Sal, you put on the speed. The one that you were racing apparently didn't take you up on the offer and is loping in very casually, having also shifted to Krynos at this point.
Sal to
Perhaps we
Aiden
should
as
all
Aiden.
get off the street and at least take this to a slightly more secluded location since it looks like tempers are a little bit high.
Sal to Aiden says, "So I'm glad to see you took a talk to Hot."
Is this over the mind link or out loud?
Oh, out loud.
Okay.
'Cause over the mind link, everybody would hear.
Mhm. And the Arun that most recently arrived begins ushering his own packmates off the street towards the abandoned church that Dakota and Alex were originally heading towards.
Having presumably seeing the movement,
Mhm.
especially of the Krynos and Lupus.
Oh
side.
yeah. Yeah, you can definitely see that. Even from a shitty traffic cam, you can definitely tell when somebody grows 1.5 feet and puts on a couple 100 pounds.
Red Eyes Technicolor, you all okay?
Fine.
Yeah.
I don't think there are other security cameras, at least not other ones that are internet connected, but still would probably be a good idea for this not to happen here.
Yes. In the building where there aren't cameras. It looks abandoned.
Go ahead,
Can I?
Anya,
search
give
this
me
building?
those. Yeah, give me those intelligence and computer rolls. Difficulty 7.
7 reduced to 5 because of things.
Yes. Yep. 4 successes, of which you already have
Wait.
1, it takes you 1 minute, and you have definitely cut any sort of recording. You've scrubbed back at least a good minute or 2. So as far as anybody's going to tell, one of the cameras probably cut out, and it'll be back whenever you decide it's back.
I'm assuming a shitty security camera like this, I don't need to cover for that any more than
Not really, no.
Okay.
Let me know whenever Ingvar actually gets,
Ingvar,
Post on
you've
site.
probably still got a good 5-6 minute drive.
Just out of curiosity, Jack, who's getting there faster, me or Ingvar?
There is definitely a fourth screen that's entirely dedicated to, is it faster to climb the buildings or take Uber?
Well, specifically, is it faster to climb the buildings when you've only got one arm and one leg?
That's why I have city running.
Does, yeah.
But yeah, no, it's probably going to be fairly neck and neck with the city running, and the fact that you have about a 5-minute head start.
Oh, 5 minutes. That's actually a really good turnaround time.
Over the mind link, Sal says, "Are we sure we want to go into some secluded location that they've picked? I'm not against getting out of the street, but maybe we should pick somewhere else."
Research that building or any other buildings around the area.
Give me another intelligence and computers difficulty 6.
I really don't want to go anywhere with these guys.
Reduction. 4 successes.
4 successes. That building has been abandoned for it's been registered as vacant for about 3 years now.
Meaning it's quite possibly been abandoned longer.
Yeah.
Right. Anything else in the area with that?
There's a couple other derelict places, but those look like those have some police reports associated with them for drug use.
Well, unless you want to break up a drug den, it is legitimately abandoned, though that's the most I can say. This accent is not working for me tonight.
Yeah.
I'm just worried we're going to be walking into a significantly bigger party than we expected.
You can always stall. You can always stall and wait for me and Takao.
Out loud, Sal will say, "Look, before we go anywhere, how about we all just kind of de-wolf for a minute and just take a second, do some introductions out here in the open air." He turns and looks significantly at Aiden.
Yeah.
Did I manage to get between? Really?
Yes, you did manage to get between. Nobody tried to stop you.
Very clearly, he's not attacking. It's very clear. A blind person could see he's in a defensive position.
Yeah.
But you're still in Krynos, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So Sal comes up and very gently puts a hand on his shoulder.
Smartest words Sal has said. Well, not said. You know what I mean.
It says.
Yeah.
What do you
There
say?
is a twitch. He'll shift down to Glabro. Or try to.
All right.
This is where
Only
I
dip
botch.
6.
This is where I botch. Stamina Primal Urge. Because just in case this does turn into a fight, I need what little life I have left. Luckily, stamina's.
Your stamina's through the roof is in Krynos,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Boom.
Shwink.
Glabro.
Jack, just because it just suddenly
Posture
hit me,
doesn't remotely change.
would shifting to Glabro make my city running faster? I know mechanically it doesn't, but from a narrative perspective.
Yeah, it could.
All right, nothing happens if you spend your last point of rage if you still have willpower, right?
Right.
Okay. I'll spend my last point of rage to shift to my fair Glabro, so that I'm moving faster.
Sounds.
So there's just an incredibly buff, non-wolfy looking person climbing across the rooftops at night.
Exactly.
My favorite
Batman.
movie.
I was going to make an Assassin's Creed reference, but that is not.
I was just talking about my fair Glabro.
I mean, that's just Bond parkour. That's
with your shift,
Get me to the
Aiden.
cairn on time.
Everybody else.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to make this
Horrible.
after the game. Yes, we're absolutely going to figure
I
out
played that.
exactly what auspice
I played that
Three
role
Higgins is.
in My Fair Lady.
But they respond by shifting down to Glabro as well.
okay.
Reborn, come on. We are going to have talks. You should. And the wolf Lupus reluctantly shifts into Hamid.
Stay in Glabro.
So where you from?
We have made our way westward from the state of Maine originally.
I could tell by the accent.
And the dark-skinned woman kind of snickers at that a little bit.
You from one of the seps there, or?
Yes, there is a sept in Portland, and we all originated from there. But now, of course, it is the time in one's life when one does a bit of a wander to learn more about the world around them. So,
Can I see if I know of any seps in he said in Portland specifically?
yeah,
Can I see if I know of any seps in Portland?
you can make me an intelligence and etiquette difficulty 8.
I have a question because I do not remember because it was a while ago.
Uh-huh.
Do we know that Aiden is from the other, presumably other Portland, but Alex
don't-
maybe not know.
I don't know, mate.
Don't you have the infamy flaw?
I do, but
Yeah.
I also gave you a mix of rumor and fact.
Yeah.
And I
yeah.
don't remember what mix I gave you.
0.
From somewhere out west was in that, but
Yeah.
Mhm.
It could have been. It could have been. I know that you know for sure that he was most recently before Las Vegas and Denver.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Sal, you don't remember hearing about any particular seps or knowing anybody from.
Over the mental link, he says, real quick, can anybody check the name of the sept in Portland?
yes, which of the Portlands? Because
Uh,
I have computers and also a lot of dots in etiquette.
Yeah.
And here's where you find out for sure the one that I'm not from.
Maine, the one with the lobsters.
Because that would be too simple. Yeah, through the deck. That would be too fucking simple to check if it was somewhere that I was actually from.
Okay, Jack can.
Yeah, you can go ahead and give me start with an intelligence and etiquette difficulty 8.
Is there a werewolf equivalent of Shadowlands?
No, there is not.
Well, see, the hope was that maybe I could message someone I know to be from there if I don't know myself.
Mhm.
2 successes on the etiquette roll, though.
So you having been fairly well schooled in at least notable organizations and general structure of werewolf society, you are familiar with the name of the primary Portland sept, which is the Salt Coast sept.
All right. Almost like she's reciting. Portland, Maine has a sept called the Salt Coast sept. Do I know anything else about them?
That's all that you know.
Question.
America was not the strongest point of my education.
Okay.
For Hekau?
Yeah. Have I ever been through the Salt
You
Coast
have
Cave?
not.
Okay.
I mean, it does sort of make sense that like the Silver Fang would know like heraldry and signs of.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
especially the Silver Fang who has a perfect memory.
Yep.
But sort of on that, but also on the like, I am not able to go out there because horns. Topic of things. Do I possibly know who might know more that I might be able to get in touch with or reach out to? Or...
You could send some messages out to see. Odds are that there's glasswalkers, and you could hop down the daisy chain of glasswalkers. You don't know how fast the response would be, but you could check.
But it's glasswalkers, so it's not snail mail.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're the ones who keep like databases and shit, you know?
Yeah. All right. I'll send I'll sort of start dispersing that, see if anyone happens to get back to me. I'm going to make a case that in this instance, my pure breed should apply to the socialization aspect. Because I am asking in that context.
Yeah. Just go ahead and give me a charisma and etiquette, and you can add your pure breed as a bonus.
Awesome. Does my Silver Fang apply? Probably not. Wait, Silver Fang does not do the thing. God damn it, things are confusing in this system. Difficulty what? 7?
Difficulty 6. This is just kind of a standard sort of request.
Yep. Oh, sorry, that didn't let me add extra dice.
I don't know.
Yeah, 5 successes.
And then I got 1 because I am very committed to always re-rolling. It's fine.
But yeah, so you put the request out and you assume it will be noted and answered whenever somebody has convenience.
Yeah, that's fine.
As soon as the Salt Coast response comes back, Sal says out loud, "Oh, yeah, I heard about that. The Salt Flats Sept. I heard it's real nice up there."
Good. Because that was exactly what he was about to say. Sal, test him.
This is Salt Coast, actually. But
oh shit, yeah. Sorry, I was thinking of. I got him confused. Sorry about that. But
word gets mixed up a bit between Portland and New York most of the time. So,
how could you tell?
To make. Hey, he was nice. He didn't accuse you of being from Jersey.
All right. So over the mental link, Sal says, "Well, small comfort, but that part at least checks out."
Since there now are like, hopefully, we don't know for sure, but hopefully the full group. I'm gonna do another sense worm to see if it's raised at all.
Go ahead. Same roll, difficulty 7.
Okay, that was okay. 1 success.
Yeah, aside from the ambient stuff that people just pick up by living in or traveling through a large urban center, you're not detecting anything specific.
Over the mental link, 'cause I'm still on my way. Kyle just muses out loud. If they're new in town, why didn't they issue a howl of greeting?
They don't smell like spirals.
Doesn't mean anything.
They're hunting.
And before I ask in character, I want to find out of character. It wouldn't be a breach of etiquette. Not that necessarily matters to Sal, but I want to at least know. It wouldn't be a breach of etiquette to disclose that there had been a moot, correct? I mean, not where it was, but that it happened.
No.
Okay. All right. And Sal says, it's a shame you only get in now. You missed the shindig earlier. Any reason you didn't show up there? Would have been a good place to come over and do things, the proper way.
Coincidental is the word we're looking for.
We would have loved to attend. Are you the warders of these bounds. We would be happy to appear whenever is appropriate.
Well,
But unfortunately, we just recently arrived to town and had not had a chance to make our introductions. It was only, as I was telling her earlier, it was only by luck that we managed to hear the howl a few minutes ago. And of course, decided to make first contact as quickly as we could.
Do we have any idea as to their tribes or tribe?
Can I make that
Nope.
guess?
Thanks.
You can
I'm
give me
looking at
a-
grainy security footage. I just
Right, yeah. You
but-
definitely can't tell from where you're at.
No.
Alex might be able to. I'm good at etiquette. I don't know if that would be an etiquette roll. But
That would be a wits and etiquette difficulty. Honestly, at this point, 9. 'Cause
yeah.
you're literally in the dark and have known them for about 5 minutes.
Yep.
Can I make a check to see if any of them have tribe tattoos?
You can give me a perception and alertness difficulty 7 or 8 actually at this point.
I
Because you
got
guys moved
nothing.
out of the street light. Yeah, Alex, you can't tell.
Yeah.
You said 8. Is
8.
that right?
Yeah, because you guys have stepped out of the street light now, so it's a little harder to see.
2.
2. You're looking around. You can see a couple tattoos on peeking out of the arms on the one that had been pacing you as you came across. Nothing that reads tribe symbol though.
Okay. All right. Just tribal tattoos, not tribe tattoos.
Yeah. But now there are people here whose names we do not know. Alex and Dakota, we have met. As I was saying before, my name is Vincent. You can also call me Black Shadow if you like. And this is Grips and Mizugi, Mavka, and Worrybone is our scout.
He's indicating the lupus, I guess.
Yeah,
who's-
with that last one, it was the one that had been in lupus form primarily and has only now shifted to Hamid recently. Migizi is the one that was pacing you, Sal.
Okay. I'll glance at Aiden to see if he seems to be any shape to do Philodox greeting.
No.
Okay.
I have another Philodox, thankfully.
Then Sal says, "Well, you've already met the members of the pack with the best fashion sense, but bringing up the rear, we got myself. I'm Sal. This smooth talker over here is Aiden, and the rest of us will be here in just about a minute."
Your phone buzzes, Sal.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's trying to start that car again.
Sal says, "Oh, yeah, sorry about that. You know how it is. You leave, you forget to put on Do Not Disturb, and he'll turn off the car again."
Do I know what
Actually-
that is? Because I've known Sal for a little bit. I don't know. if I
You
would
can't
know.
you can't tell
probably wouldn't be
when
able to
plug
tell.
and play is
I
active.
I
just
know
by
that
looking
I
at it.
didn't get a phone call, so it's not group text. Okay.
Right.
It's the problem with plug and play. You probably have seen him use it, but the problem with
Mhm.
plug and play is it could be literally anything
Literally anything.
that has a
Yeah.
Set it up on a casino machine and is learning every time there's a jackpot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Actually, all right. Yeah. Sal will say, just excuse me a second here. And he'll start the car's audio system, and put on smooth jazz.
Why?
Okay.
That's not
You're
going to make her more comfortable.
No, that's worse.
Now the ghost car has
Okay.
started and is playing music of its own accord.
This is terrible.
It's just Careless Whisper starts playing through the speaker.
You know what? That is actually way better. It's definitely Careless Whisper.
Oh my god.
Hey,
I
Okay.
do like that we are just incidentally discovering why werewolf horror movies exist in this universe.
Yep. Right.
Because werewolves do this shit.
Yep.
So Vincent's just sort of there, watching you guys.
I now know what it sounds like when I play the harmony flute. It's a flute cover of Careless Whisper.
Well, it is nice to meet you all.
I have a question for the GM.
Yes.
Because I sort of know how it's supposed to be done, and we don't want to take them back to the halfway house because that's a bad idea. Is there somewhere or someone I could direct them to? Like, show up here for the welcome party, I guess. Or like give them a phone number that they can call for someone to get in touch. Like, would that be Juniper or someone else?
Giving them Juniper's phone number wouldn't necessarily be a terrible idea. In terms of other people that you might want to alert or have an idea of, letting other people know is always a good plan. You guys aren't directly in contact with anybody else.
Yeah.
I meant, unfortunately, the one person who has a business card for one of the Wormfoe gang is not here currently.
Hey, I'm on the phone and
You're on
also
the phone.
have the best ability to contact people because I'm not in the middle of a conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. And also Alex doesn't know that you have Wynn's phone number.
No, I don't.
Alex
Right.
does know that Anya keeps tabs on many of the Guru in the area
Mm-hmm.
and had
Yeah.
Aiden's number before anything else happened.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, as like Sal goes off to like check his phone, they're not anywhere we can take you tonight, but if you call Juniper Johnson, she greets people who one of our pack came in and she showed him the ropes and where things were.
Yeah,
Do you want
that would be fantastic. Yes.
Awesome.
Grips, will you make the introductions there? And the Arun with the shoulder holster digs in his pocket, pulls out a cell phone.
Yeah, Galax is getting her phone out, find that number, and recite it off.
Yeah, appreciate it. All right. Yeah. I'll make a call and we'll get in touch with the right people.
But that I don't know how to end this conversation.
Bye is what next comes out of Aiden's mouth.
Yes, have a good night. Maybe we will see you around the city a little bit later.
Sal actually says, I meant to ask you, how'd you all get into town?
Well, I rode my motorcycle and the rest of them were in the vehicles.
Do you have a place to stay?
He kind of glances around and then looks over his shoulder at that abandoned church. Yes, I think we have found the place.
Okay, so in the betting pool of tribes, Bonar just went.
I mean, or Strider.
That's true. Sal's more familiar with Bonars, though.
There's a few tribes that would never stoop that low. We would not squat.
I mean, yeah.
Let me know whenever we're arriving.
You guys are showing up right about now.
Yeah. So Ingvar comes like around a couple of blocks and noteworthy, has not had time to like wash away any of the extra war paint that she put on for the move. So in full get up.
We are the best welcoming party that Las Vegas could ask for.
I like the image of Ingvar coming around the corner as a cow is coming down the fire escape right next to her.
We are the perfect example of the Gru Nation of anybody's first experience coming to Las Vegas in a metaphorical sense.
Yep.
So Ingvar immediately sort of like approaches and takes up position next to everyone else and sort of. So these are the new guys.
Hey, good evening. They said that there would be some other people coming along, so it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I am Vincent Black Shadow.
Ah, Ingvar Ulfstarter. Where's that name come from?
A motorcycle.
Do I
Fair
recognize?
enough.
Do I recognize his accent?
I mean, it's vaguely Russian Slavic.
Yeah, vaguely Slavic. I don't know if I can
Right. Yeah,
pinpoint any
you're
details.
not doesn't it reads as as European immigrant.
Yeah. Okay.
Not necessarily. It doesn't read as anything like, oh, you're specifically from Moldova.
This is this is a
you know,
holdover.
right.
This is a holdover from a generational thing, not somebody
Right, most
from
likely.
the motherland. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
That's
yeah.
clearly a Latvian accent. I
Um,
don't know what you're talking about.
I will.
There's not enough metallic resonance for a Latvian accent.
As,
That's
See,
the
Not
best I
everybody
can do.
wears doom armor.
Everybody wears Doom armor.
Only the doom bots in Doom.
Everybody worth talking to from Latveria.
Only
wears
on
Doom
You're
holiday.
not wrong there.
I want there just to be some random civilian from Latveria that gets their own comic.
Right.
Not Doom.
There was a duo of former Latvian mercenaries who were recurring characters in Gambit's late 1990s comic book.
Okay, that sounds good. Sorry,
we
I'm
we
done
might
with
have
my
to look that up later.
So Ingvar at that point is like taking a name off a motorcycle. Interesting. Where are the group of you from? I heard Baltimore being talked about, but other than, is that the only place?
Portland, Maine.
Sorry, Portland. That was it. I'm not used to American city names. They all kind of blend together.
Well, I mean, as far as that goes, it was a kind of a Portland, Boston, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Columbus, Indianapolis, St. Louis, etc., etc. I think there was Oklahoma City for a very brief period of time.
Cool.
I'm trying to think if I passed through any of those on my way here.
You flew, so less so.
Okay. Flew straight to Vegas then?
You no, I mean you did the New York interchange,
Okay.
but then it was New York, Chicago, Vegas for you.
Mm.
If you want to get into the state of Nevada, you have to go through Vegas, basically.
well, unless you walk.
I mean, by airplane, like, I'm making gigs at the Reno airport.
Well,
I'm not paying attention to them so much as I step out
Okay.
of the group. I'm just sort of seeing. I'm just like sensing to see if, or whatever I need to do to see if there's any like really super active spiritual activity right now. Like if their presence is causing a stir.
Not that you can tell.
Okay.
meanwhile, Ingvar is like, well, maybe to avoid quite so much of a ruckus, some greeting howls next time instead of some hunting howls.
You know,
Yeah.
if we had a galliard, we might have been able to help you with that.
Get
Well,
one.
I suppose not everyone can just know all the howls.
Do you have a
Is
spare?
there a-
No.
No.
Dakota's going to like step behind Sal at that point.
Because we have an extra arrow and we'd be willing to trade.
Yeah, bye.
Good.
I'm the only full moon in
foreign
this
exchange, as tempting as this foreign exchange program is. Listen, you all got numbers.
Yes,
They'll-
there are 5 of us.
That's a good one. I like that. No, but like for your phone.
I can give you mine.
All right, that'd be great.
He'll rattle off a phone number.
Okay.
Alex will put in her phone.
I'm the only full moon in this pack.
Good to know.
My
Because we only need that one.
And that's
Mine-
yes, the point.
Yeah, look at our fucking Philodox over here.
Are you pointing at Alex or at Aiden?
I'm pointing at the one that was in Krynos form.
Oh, okay.
Who still basically got full fuck off expression.
Exactly.
From body to toe.
Exactly.
Or head to toe.
This happening.
Well, you have our number. If you need anything or have any questions, we are, of course, an open book. And unless someone tries to come along and make trouble, we will probably be camped out here for a few days at least.
How about we're pretty bushed, but how about I swing by tomorrow, bring you all some grub, and we can maybe give you a tour, maybe introduce you to some of the right folks, get you all settled in.
That would be very kind of you.
You gave them Juniper's number?
Yes.
Okay. That'll be a good start, if nothing else.
We will probably wait till tomorrow before calling anyone. I'm sure that sleep is probably important, especially if, as you say, there has been a moot tonight. People will be a little ragged if they are anything like we ran up in Portland.
Definitely a Glasswalker mood. Interesting, not like what it is back home, but was fun.
Bye.
I like that Aiden has said exactly 3 words this entire lesson. And they have all been the same word.
I mean, no, he also made the point to point out that our Arun is better than all of yours.
I mean, that's fair.
I believe we should all go our separate ways now.
Yeah.
Have a good night then.
After the Uber driver heard the howl, it was a little bit difficult getting them to drive this way. If I can ride with one of you.
We can get my
Aiden does not have motorcycle anymore.
I mean, I don't think it's probably completely ruined.
Dow's car.
Roll me a D10, Jeremy.
Okay, well, if it's completely ruined, then I'll have to buy another motorcycle. I'm not that rich, but
I can probably get it taken to shop, but if not,
by the way, I would point out it is completely unfair that you're having me roll a D10 because you know how I roll dice.
Yeah.
What is this, a role-playing game?
Yeah.
7.
Nice.
I mean, that's not bad.
I mean,
not bad.
It's not bad if you want to roll high.
In response to the comment about Sal's car, Sal blinks and goes, "Oh shit, I left Tracy in the car."
Who's Tracy?
Wait, who the hell is Tracy?
Oh, the
I
long
assume
story.
we're walking away from.
Yes, walking away.
Yeah, they've bid you good night and gone their separate ways as well.
Aiden waits until they're all like far enough away before he starts
Okay.
moving to go with the rest of the group.
Sal, I was going to ask if I could ride back with you, but who's Tracy?
I just a new friend I met at the casino. I was giving her a ride home because that's what you do with friends.
Insight check.
Perhaps you should go finish giving her a ride home before
I was gonna say,
offering your
give
ride
her a
to
ride
others.
at home. Give her a ride home.
Wits and empathy, Alex. Difficulty 7, I'll say.
I mean,
All willing to
Difficulty
be
like 4. Let's be
mundane
honest.
presentable, I can also call a ride.
I mean, you met a pretty girl at the casino. I'm assuming you're doing your job as a member of Gaia's pack.
Yeah, but I mean, we gotta call. I mean, Sal's like running back down the street. It's
Still jabbering in your guy's head.
no, I'm not gonna leave you all out here. We can come on. Y'all can meet Tracy. We'll have a ride home.
This is a bad idea.
instinctually.
Great.
Totally coming with him either way.
So the two, I imagine your car isn't big enough for 5, so the 2 of you go with him and I'll ride with Aiden.
Just on instinct, Aiden is like, it's not doing your duty to Gaia if it's a random human. It's creating a lost cub, and if you do that, fuck you.
It's let me answer 2 things at once. First, it's an Escalade, so it's a big car, so we could all fit in it.
Fair.
And second,
Not that Ingvar knows that.
Sal is booking it down the road. Oh, you've seen his car.
Yeah.
I like to think
Everybody's seen
that
Sal's car.
it's an Escalade is also the answer to the lost tongue question.
Oh, well, in that case, you're not getting laid, so fine.
Never mind then.
Tonight's episode brought to you by Cadillac.
Look, that's why Gaia invented condoms.
Sal, you get down to the vehicle.
Wait, did I realize what was going on?
A little bit.
Okay.
With one success, a little bit.
Uh-huh. Technically, Sal invited us to go along his car. I'm following.
Okay.
I
jog after Sal.
I shift down to back to Hamid and walk, not jog or run.
You get back to the vehicle, Sal. The passenger door is just wide open and Tracy is nowhere to be found. However, Careless Whisper is still playing quite clearly out into the empty street.
I'm gonna. Did at any point during the dinner did I get Tracy's number? Probably not. I
No.
don't think I would have asked. I'm gonna look around. Does this look like a good part? This is a dumb question. Does this look like a good part of Las Vegas?
What does that even mean?
What is a good part of Las
Abandoned
Vegas?
churches around here.
Your Honor, I withdraw the question. I would like to see if I can tell.
Probably safer than your car.
I mean,
I was playing a Careless Whisper.
yes, safer than the ghost car that turns off and on at random and plays Careless Whisper.
You can give me a perception and survival.
Can I also make that roll since I'm
Difficulty
following?
7. No, because you have no idea what he's looking for.
Okay, cool.
Well,
Ingvar is definitely going with Aiden if Aiden's motorcycle is not ruined.
Yeah,
Perception-
I'm
perception
going back
is
to
difficulty
the
what?
bike.
I'm also with
Perception
Aiden and
survival difficulty
Ingvar.
7, 8 if you don't have survival.
Just to
okay.
clarify something,
Yeah.
was it ever communicated to Anya that phone numbers were exchanged, or specifically Juniper's phone number was exchanged?
I don't think that's come over the mind link. No.
Okay.
Not yet.
Just a one.
That's-
Sorry, I would,
Right.
but Aiden is not in a position to pass along useful info.
Alex might in
Fine.
a sec. Yeah.
How did you
Sorry.
resolve the situation? Is there anything we need to follow up on?
We gave them Juniper's number. It's
And go ahead.
they need to introduce themselves properly.
Indeed. Well, I will work on it. Let me know if either any of you actually need a proper ride home. Be careful on the damaged motorcycle. It ran into a wolf.
Sal, looking around, you can definitely tell that she left. You have no idea what happened after that, though.
Sal kind of looks around and sighs, turns back and says, "She'll be all right." All right. So at this point, it's who? Dakota and Alex and Hikal, or where's Hikal?
Hekau went with Aiden and Ingvar just to make sure that they got a ride and not attacked, so that we're not split 2 and 4.
Okay.
She'll be fine.
Do you
you
want
know-
to try to find her?
Yeah, we probably oughta. Over the mind link, Sal says, "Are you all gonna try to three amigos it on the motorcycle, or does one of you need a ride?"
I don't know if we know that the motorcycle
Depends on
is
the
intact.
bike.
At this point, you guys have gotten to the bike. Aiden, if you were hoping for a sort of, slightly weathered look, you've definitely got that intact right now, but it seems to be mostly cosmetic damage.
Okay, perfect. I'm good for 2.
I'll walk.
I don't think I can carry 3 people on this.
I've still got City running on.
No, look. Oh, do you say that over the link, or are you just announcing?
I say I'll walk over the link.
Come on. Look, we got a look,
Travel
Goldilocks
with
got lost
someone.
on the way to Grandma's house and got scared by a wolf. You want to come help us find her?
Travel with someone, Hikau. Don't go
Yeah,
alone.
and you don't have city running on. It only lasts for a scene.
Oh, okay. I hold my arm up. When he says travel with someone else, I hold my arm up so that Dustbringer can land on it. Assuming Dustbringer's still around us.
Dustbringer's still around. Yep.
Dustbringer can't fight off worm spawn.
I'll go help them find whatever it is they're looking for.
All right.
Sal, as long as Dakota and Alex jump into the car, Sal is driving back in the direction that he thinks the others are.
Pick you up halfway kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dakota's riding shotgun, by the way.
Okay. Good to know. So vehicles are gathered and people head to their various destinations.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as
Yeah. Go for it, Aaron.
As soon as Alex told me that Anyo is planning on getting on the phone with Juniper and also probably messaging the person whose name is not in my fucking notes in legible font.
Win condition?
No, the one I actually met.
Yeah, you met Win.
I met Win. I thought Win condition was the one who stared at us and went blink, blink, blink.
No, that was actually. Did you even get that? Was Galewind, I believe.
Yep.
That was going.
Okay.
Yeah.
The names sound very similar.
Win.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay. So yeah, probably her, but I'm gonna contact Juniper first just so she's not blindsided.
Okay. You're able to get in touch with Juniper, let her know the salient details. She sounds a little tipsy.
That's fine. As long as she seems untipsy enough to remember in the morning.
Yeah, no, it's really hard to get a werewolf blackout, but yeah. No, she'll be fine.
And yeah, also trying to message Wayne.
Okay, yeah, and then you've got Win gave you her phone number, so you can contact her that way. She if you call, she's not going to answer, but text is also an option, which I assume.
I'll text her something that is both safe and also lets her know the salient details, both for her job and based on about our involvement.
Sounds good.
When we are stopped to pick up Hakao, I would like to pause, pull out the big black book fetish, and look up. Was it Vincent Blackwind?
Vincent Black Shadow.
Black Shadow. I would like to look up Vincent Black Shadow and see if the number listed in there is the same one that he gave me.
Okay.
It's
Nice.
Gnosis 6.
Gnosis 6.
Because Sal is a suspicious motherfucker.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your Gnosis difficulty 6.
Aiden
and we'll see what
appreciates
comes
that.
up.
2 success.
2 successes. The numbers do match.
All right. Then over the mental link, Sal will say, hey, just for whatever it's worth, and I ain't saying it's a lot, but for whatever it's worth, I just double checked, and that number that Vincent there gave us was legit. So at least they're not trying to hide from us that way.
Anything you would like me to pull up based on that number?
Here, I'll give it to you. I would love for you to pull up whatever you can fucking get on it.
Everything.
And he'll
I make
rattle up
no
the number.
promises, but I will do everything I can.
I think you put it, actually, I'm going to have you re-roll that, Sal, because I think you put in modifier 6, not difficulty 6.
Oh.
It says
I
dice.
will still make that offer.
Oh.
Yeah, but if you hover over the number of successes, it rolled 10 dice.
Shit.
Yeah.
I was
did.
like, okay.
3 successes.
Still counts. Still good. Still good. Just wanted to check.
Okay, yeah. That's why I thought I was like, why did I have to click this twice? But yeah, I clicked pool mod and then difficulty and I put 6 in both.
Yeah.
My bad.
No worries.
It happens a lot because it's hard.
You're right. Anything anybody's doing before you guys all head back to the halfway house?
If
The thing
Anastasia, and if Anastasia doesn't have them because we didn't say them over the mental link, Sal will tell her all of the names and describe everybody in as much detail as he can.
Okay.
I don't know if I can get any additional roles based on the descriptions, but I know that if you're good enough, phone numbers can drag up previous addresses bank records, other things.
Yeah. Given the names and phone numbers and all the personal information that you've given, go ahead and roll me an intelligence and computers difficulty 6.
I'm assuming this is reduced by my being good with them.
Yeah. With all reductions and specialties applied.
I don't have a computer specialty because, well, you can take out technology specialty in computers. Computers doesn't have an early specialty. Can I spend a willpower on this or no? Because it's kind of an int thing.
This is an int thing, so it's not going to be a willpower thing. Yep.
4 successes.
4 successes. You are able to pick up a number of things. The phone numbers that have been provided, which honestly for this one is just Vincent's. It is a burner phone.
Yeah.
So there's not a ton that's attached to that. The names all have been very deed namey type things, so nothing that you'd find records on in terms of actual material world, that sort of thing. Digging into a little bit on the more werewolf side of things, because you do have access to some of the Glasswalker information. The only one that you're able to pick up any sort of confirmation on is Mavka. She is listed in one very minor entry based around Portland, and you're pretty much able to confirm that she is a Theurge.
Is that name by any chance under this is the person who submitted the document, or this is the sort of leader of the general area, anything like that? Or it's just...
It's more on a kind of census-esque type document. She's definitely not the originator or creator of the file. I was gonna see if I could figure out who the originator of the file is, or even who's listed as if it's old-timey census, usually it's by region or by administrative person, if there's anything. It's an old record, probably about 10-year-old file, listed on individuals in the Portland area that we know are of the nation. And apparently she looks like she had her first change a little while, about a decade ago, is what you glean from that with 4 successes.
Well, there is a Theurge named Mavka from the Portland area listed on a census. There isn't much information, obviously, on deed names. I do wish we had managed to actually... Looking for other security cams around the area, they mentioned having cars and motorcycles. Try and pick up plates for any of those? Backtrack them?
You can... So that would be another intelligence and computers. Difficulty would be 8.
Yeah.
That'd be an extended roll. Each one's going to be about an hour of work.
That's fine. I'll finish conveying that information, and unless I'm tapped for other tasks, if my understanding of this sort of thing is right, the sooner I do that, the better chance there is that there's still anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Difficulty 6. 8 reduced to 6.
Yep.
2 successes to start out.
Okay. You're able to pick up a couple plates on... one of them was described as a motorcycle. The other one was just vehicles. So you don't really have a ton to go on, but you're able to pick up 3 or 4 plates entering the city based on what you would guesstimate.
So
you
there's
don't know
no chance of tracking back to where they might have come from before pinning down ours.
That would be a couple days worth of work, probably. Okay, but you have some basic information to get started on if you want to, or to pass on to other people to do that for you.
I don't really have any aside from asking some random glasswalker. I don't really have any
Mhm.
contacts in the city, so
Yeah. Mhm.
I'll keep working on what I can of that.
Okay.
If I can't like track them back, I am still gonna see if any of those overlap with something that was later in this portion of the city,
Okay.
because there's a lot of people coming in and out of Vegas.
Yes, there are. Yeah, no, there,
that.
and that is the main obstruction for you at this point, is just the sheer volume of data and trying to narrow it down
If
to.
they were honest about vehicles, I will do what I can.
Gotta ask, when do you even sleep?
Oh, well, I don't. Much.
I would say now that they have been put in contact with, or soon to be in contact with, Juniper, we are not wardens of the city. I don't know if we need to further delve into them. Instead, should leave it to the proper people to do that.
Nobody else got any follow-ups on a sleepless beta over there?
Aiden,
Presumably, they've been doing that for a while now and don't seem to have lost any acuity. So, if they're able to get by with no sleep,
that was to everybody in the car. That was not over the mental.
oh, sorry, over the car. Okay,
No, that was on me. I should have clarified.
okay.
I have
I was kind of like,
questions.
wow, Sal is going out of his way to go off, get on me a little annoyed.
I have questions. But we decided while you were off doing your extracurricular activities that we needed to have a pack talk.
Yeah,
about-
yeah. And that's the sort of pack talk that you have while you wander around Vegas and spend the evening howling and attracting new friends, right?
Yeah, sure.
Well, I gotta hand it to you.
Out loud in the car, I would appreciate it if the two of you don't make me pull out my flute that makes everybody get along.
Do it! Do it!
That's
Little
fine. We
devil
already
on
have
little
we
Aiden-sized
already have
devil on
soft jazz. It's
shoulder.
already terrible music.
Sal
I like
continues.
the
and
music.
says- Sal continues and says, I gotta hand it to you. Your first night of not being grounded sure as hell ain't boring.
I just love the idea now of Hakao with the only harmony flute in the world that has a shotgun pump slide on it.
Oh my god, what if it's
Slide
just
whistle.
a slide whistle?
Yeah, it's a slide whistle. I've decided this.
I'm gonna
So he acts like it's a shotgun when it's illustrative.
Yeah.
And there are so many envious children of Gaia who are like, I wish I had that bottle.
It's time for us to bring down this discussion.
All right. So I'm assuming Aiden and Ingvar are headed back to the halfway
Yep.
house.
Aiden is
Sal,
yeah.
are you driving around looking for Tracy or headed back home?
I am probably the first time Sal is driving around Vegas looking for a woman.
Oh my god. Just let her go, man.
As we start driving around and sort of looking out the window, perhaps I'm not the one to say it, but I feel like it would be incredibly difficult to find someone on the streets of Vegas at night while driving in a car.
Who's
Yeah,
tried
given that I already had GPS up on everyone, I probably still do, right? Do I?
Oh,
know
yeah.
this?
Yeah,
Or-
you can see. Give me a intelligence and empathy, actually, in this
Okay.
case.
Empathy to notice where a car is going. Okay, that's fine.
Difficulty 6.
All right, 3 successes.
Sal is driving a search pattern
Okay.
specifically.
So I'm gonna confront him about that, but I am just assuming Aiden has a hands-free or doesn't give a shit. I'm gonna ring up Aiden.
I mean, The short version of that is yes, he absolutely has a hands-free. The long version is he's currently in the process of driving, of riding the motorcycle. Did not put the hands-free in
Okay.
because he is not thinking at his. He is currently like dead focused on get home. So
Alright.
You do notice your phone ring, though, Aiden.
Yep. Ingvar, can you get that?
Ingvar
It's
just
not
like,
gonna be. It's not. If it's a voice you don't know, just tell them I'm busy.
which pocket?
Right.
Reaches down into
Outer.
like grab outer pocket, grab
Yeah.
grab phone, answer phone. Hello?
Slow down so you can actually hear context.
Yeah.
Ingvar, is Aiden driving?
Yes, Aiden is currently driving the motorcycle.
Would you communicate to him or ask him if there's a reason Sal is currently driving a search pattern rather than home? I did not want to contradict anything, but
He's probably looking for his lady friend that he found at the
would
casino
you
who
just
apparently
ask
ran.
Aiden? I appreciate that there is reason.
Hey, Aiden, do you know any more reason than I do about why Sal is running a search pattern right now?
I'm going to assume it's because he wants to find his girlfriend for the night.
That's what I thought too. Aiden's thoughts are the same as mine.
Okay, well, let him know there are many in the car, but if this is not worrying, then this is not worrying. It seems odd.
Hekau and Alex and probably Dakota will keep him from doing something too stupid, I think.
Aiden's assumption is that the Galliard, the Lupus, and the Silent Strider are going to stop him from being stupid.
We cut back to Sal going, "Hey guys, I got an idea."
Let Aiden know that unless I hear otherwise, if he is still doing this in half an hour, I am calling him and telling him to knock it off and get home because we have had too much threat for tonight.
Understood. Click. Put phone back. If they're still doing it half an hour later, she's going to give them a very angry phone call.
Sounds good.
So,
Look, we just nearly lost 2 pack members. Anya's a little on edge about random wandering around.
you think?
Yeah.
So, Sal,
Yeah, in response to Hekau's question, Sal says, "Yeah, you're probably not wrong there. I just, I feel kind of bad that she's out there wandering around, and if we can find her and get her back somewhere safe."
I think it's sweet. You want to make sure she's safe.
I will, as someone who has spent many a night wandering the streets by myself, if someone who is familiar with the streets is wanting to not be found or to get somewhere safe, they have a better chance of doing it on their own than with a large car tailing them with headlights.
Yeah, but counterpoint, she had real high heels on.
That's never stopped me before.
Man, I have so many questions for so many packmates right now. Which are your favorite pumps?
I don't know the brand names.
But in actually, I think in response to that, Sal will actually pull out the big black book again, and try to look up Tracy.
okay, go
As
ahead.
if that's her
and-
real name.
I would like to be clear. What her profession is her own. The money that I put on the table was for the maitre d', not for her. To invite someone to the table. I feel
Go
like
ahead and make your gnosis roll.
lack of clarity there. Not adding anything to the pool. 3 successes.
3 successes.
This is the dumbest fetish, but I'm so glad I bought it.
Yeah, you flip through. Apparently, Tracy is not her name.
What?
How many Tracys are there in Vegas?
Hundreds.
Did you
I thought so.
As he's flipping through the book, I just sort of lean over the console. Did you get her last name?
It wasn't. We hadn't gotten to the second date yet.
I think you should just drive home now.
It's like page of Tracy's with A last names, page
Well,
of Tracy with B last
no,
names.
not even better than that. Page of Tracy's with an A, page of Tracy's with a Y, page of Tracy's with an I, page of Tracy's with 2 C's.
Tracy.
Page of Tracy's with a U. Don't ask. Don't ask where it is in there.
Page of Tracy's with an EY. Page of
Ones
Tracy's
where
with an
the X
EI.
is silent.
Yeah, there are some of those too.
All right. Sal will then turn around and start driving, but he will keep an eye out as he does so.
Okay.
Tell me, could you describe this woman in great detail?
Sal proceeds to describe her in great detail.
How much detail do we get, storyteller?
Tastefully.
As much as Sal wants to provide.
Yeah, I mean, all joking aside, Sal is legitimately kind of worried. So yeah, he will describe general appearance, hair color, what she was wearing. I don't think we got any of that last time, so I don't know what it is.
Yep.
I think the one descriptor we had was that she was poured into a dress, but other than that, that's all.
I will keep my eye out for someone who was poured into a dress as we drive home.
Yep.
Me
You guys
too.
do not see anything as you drive home.
I pointedly didn't say Tracy, just someone who was poured into a dress.
Right, yeah, no, this is honestly like
It's Vegas at midnight.
it's Vegas at midnight, far
Away from the strip.
At 4 a.m., well far away from any of the night scene. So yeah.
We're not
And
near
we're
the
only,
red light
like,
district.
Yeah.
2 miles away from the
For
house.
the
So
strip.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But you guys make it back to the halfway house with no further incidents.
I'll pull
Tahoe still in Vegas.
I'll pull something out of my coat that would be edible food that a crow might enjoy and offer it to Dustbringer
He'll munch on it.
as we get out of the car.
are we back?
I have chosen well.
Over.
Pack. It is very entertaining.
While eating.
Once the motorcycle brigade gets back, Aiden, once he gets out, this has been an eventful night. I'm going the fuck to bed.
That's fair. I'm gonna get a shower first because I'm currently still covered in more paint.
Shit. Look down at blood.
Yep.
Sounds like you could use a shower too. And some laundry.
I will go. So he will
Shower, some bleach, maybe.
head off, find a shower, and have a complete emotional breakdown in the shower.
Okay.
So it's just a scene.
The rest of you
cut
arrive
to
about
scene
15
of
minutes
Aiden.
later.
Cut to a scene of Aiden curled up on the floor of the shower crying.
Yeah, basically.
Sal pulls up your cards.
Once everyone is back, I will stop being a creep and watching my friends on GPS.
Okay.
Hey, I only started once people were in danger. It's arguably better.
Maybe.
And I assume most, if not all of you, will get some sleep considering it's 4 a.m.
Yeah. We don't have work tomorrow.
I get to be up at 8.
Aiden,
Yep.
after a wrenching emotional breakdown
Right.
in a shower, you eventually
Get self back together. Look
And fall.
fine.
fall asleep.
Yep.
The city noises eventually lull you into unconsciousness,
Oh dear God. Okay.
and you find yourself walking in an old growth forest. Smell of moist earth, light fog, very reminiscent of the Pacific Northwest, but older, far more ancient. And after a period of time, you hear hoof steps. Turning, you see the same patchwork unicorn that appeared in your nighttime visions just before this whole mess kicked off. Blinks at you for a moment. So, have you chosen yet?
You're gonna have to clarify that for me.
The option will lie in your choice. Redemption or a glorious death. Have you decided?
I don't see any evidence that one of those is anything but an illusion. Pretty story. Looks good in the pages or on the screen, but not so good, not so possible in real life.
Your feet have already taken the first few steps. You yourself very well know that the beginning of the trail very rarely looks like the summit of the mountain.
I'm aware.
Choices will be made. So far, you have chosen well, in my eyes.
Okay.
Bear that in mind. And the unicorn turns and begins to walk off into the fog.
Looks like he's about to start shouting something, but holds back.
And you wake up the next morning.
Okay.
Everybody gets a point of willpower. Who slept?
I fell asleep against the Karen Heart, probably,
Okay.
and just slept there.
Good. Willpower. I need some of that.
You wake up cold, but you wake up.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, I'm used to waking up cold outside.
Uh-huh. If you can't find a cardboard box anyway.
Yeah.
So, it's a brand new day.
And the sun is high, and the birds are singing that you're going to die.
Sun is fairly low in the ground in the sky still, and you don't really hear any birds. But other than that, very similar.
That
I know
said,
that-
go ahead. Sorry, I was just making a dumb joke.
Sorry. I was gonna say that I recall that last episode Anya had cited one of the shift changes or sparring sessions as a potential time for Alex's desired
Yes.
Whatever the appropriate word would be.
Conversation.
And
Conclave.
probably has updated the group calendars as well as the daily update to Aiden included that.
Yeah, the currently the group calendar says off pretty much going forward.
Yes.
I
except
assume,
for
right?
that event, which
Okay.
which
Right.
was specifically set to have a notification attached to it and said but
Yep.
yes, it was specifically like let's give people time, so late in the afternoon. But
Yep.
just so people are aware, remember that was a conversation had and can make their choices accordingly.
But yes, as the afternoon draws closer, you will all get notifications for the family meeting.
Aiden wakes up. He goes, huh? Oh, fuck.
So does anybody have anything that they're particularly intent on doing today before everybody assembles to talk about their feelings?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Start with Alex.
Okay. I am gonna go out for a run.
Okay.
Outside.
Okay.
Fair.
Very exciting.
You put on some sunglasses. It's a very bright day.
Yep. Running shoes and go just off.
I wave at Alex as she runs past.
Yep.
You take a run. You've got a little spare change. You stop and you get a Java Juice.
Yes.
All these sort of very basic human life things that you've never gotten a chance to do before.
It's very exciting. Okay.
You
I'm
eat something called
smiling the
a
whole
bear
time.
claw.
Cinnabon.
That works too. Whatever,
Yeah,
whatever it is that you chose.
Yep.
Go ahead and give me a stamina athletics roll. Difficulty 6. Let's see how far you get.
Okay.
Maybe even an orange Julius.
Could be.
Probably an orange Julius. What was that? Stamina athletics?
Big strange world out there. Yep. Difficulty 6.
All right.
Meanwhile, Hikau, what are you doing today?
I am stepping sideways and I'm trying to create some talons while I have the spare time now.
Okay. What types are you attempting to create?
I'm trying to create another Gaia's Breath, at least one more Gaia's Breath, to replace the one that I gave away. I'm also trying to make some Sun's Breath.
Okay. As far as that goes,
Gaia's Breath is a Gnosis 5 talon, and Sun's Breath is a Gnosis 4 talons.
Okay.
Gaia's Breath uses either a healing or a life spirit, and Sun's Breath uses a fire spirit.
Right.
Though both can be of Jaggling level, or whatever the lowest
Right.
one is.
Yep. Yep. Jagglings are the win.
Cal took back the Sun's Breath, right?
No, you still have it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, you should still have it.
With the instructions of crush and throw, whatever that means.
Pretty much.
For whatever reason, I had a memory of him just sort of unceremoniously coming and taking it back after the disastrous drone fight, but I must be misremembering that.
Nope.
Okay. All right. We are going to have you roll. Crap, where'd I had notes on this.
And I do
Now
have.
I don't anymore.
I do have the right of summoning and the right of binding.
You've got
which
the
are
right
two
of
rights that I need.
summoning already. Yeah. Okay.
And I have hopefully had time to acquire the necessary the things that would be useful for making these.
Yep. No, you will have had time to already collect any chiminage or anything you'd need that way.
We did that shopping trip the other day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, we did. Let me see if I'm missing anything else on mechanics.
Oh, by the way, Dakota, I probably would have taken my knife back by this point.
Oh, yeah. I forgot she had that.
I figured we should actually say that.
Yeah.
in case it comes up.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll me wits and rituals. Difficulty.
Does my cool-headed specialization apply?
10. Oh, wait. Hang on a second. Nope, this is the rite of binding, not the rite of fetish creation.
Yeah, no, this is this is binding. This isn't just hard speaking
yeah,
a fetish.
yeah, I was like, wait a minute. This is not this is way more difficult than it should be. There we go. Okay. You're rolling willpower, not rituals. Willpower difficulty. How much gnosis do you want to spend on in each of these attempts?
I will spend 1 gnosis on each.
Okay.
I'll spend 2 gnosis total.
Sounds good. So you'll roll willpower difficulty 7 twice then.
Okay. Any modifications for the chiminage?
No, that's included in the to get the summoning done.
Cool. 1 success.
Okay, so you got 1 Gaia's breath.
And 2 successes.
And 2 sun's breaths.
Right, cool. Replaced the one I used and got 2 extra on the sun's breath.
Mm-hmm. So you can incorporate those 2 talons.
Yep. And I'll probably have spent the morning doing that and then rest and then go back, step back and be available if anybody wants to talk, but resting until family meeting.
Okay. Anything else, or are we ready for... Oh, okay. Several people, it seems. Ingvar.
Ingvar is very specifically, when she gets up in the morning, is going to go find Vincenti.
Okay.
Because she is out of practice and wants to refamiliarize herself with various guns that he has.
Oh, well, you came to look at the guns. All right, come on in, little lady. Let's have a look-see here. So, you go in long guns, you go in handguns. What we after here, kid?
I'm mostly just looking to reacquaint myself because it's been a while, I should say, since I was in Iceland that I was gun training, and I want to make sure that I'm not getting any rusty.
All right, well, let's do some field stripping and clean up.
That was the plan.
And he pulls out several toolkits, number of solvents and rags and that sort of thing, and just starts breaking down and doing a number of overhauls, disassembly, reassembly, whole shebang.
And practically with mechanical precision, Ingvar sets to disassembling the gun that's placed in front of her, reassembling it, checking slide, checking magazine. It basically through all of the steps involved that she has been drilled with since she was old enough to hold a gun, which with werewolves is very young.
Go ahead and give me an intelligence and firearms difficulty 6.
Intelligence, firearms.
You can spend willpower on this if you want to.
Why not? We're showing off.
Okay.
And I'm at full willpower anyway. Three successes.
Yeah. I mean, it's rote, it's clockwork, and it's just one step after another. Starting off with some of the simpler ones, eventually moving up. But yeah, you spend a couple hours just refamiliarizing yourself with the mechanics of a variety of firearms. And yeah, Vin occasionally peeks over your shoulder, waits to see if you have a question. Nope, no question. Goes back to what he's doing.
Yeah.
For Anya, what do you have going?
That project that I talked to you about privately, I wanted to get some time starting on that. Obviously, I'm still doing my day job, but...
Right. Go ahead and give me an intelligence and crafts difficulty 6.
All right. My specialty does apply to that, right?
Yes, indeed. Absolutely.
Awesome. Leaving specialty off, and then we can figure it out if I roll any 10s, because this quite work. Okay, so that's 2 successes.
2 successes. Yep. So you get some framing done and get some progress begun on that project. Absolutely.
All right. Yeah.
Sal, you had something?
Yes. Sal will go to the movie room / multi-purpose room or whatever it is where we have drinks and seeking out the coffee maker. Is Dakota around there? I know Dakota had been making coffee in the mornings.
She might be.
Okay. That is up to you, but
probably. If it's morning, then yeah, she's getting coffee.
okay. Sal walks in and says, "Good morning, Technicolor. How you doing?"
I'm okay.
You making the rounds with coffee again today?
Not really. I was gonna go out and get like some stuff for the meeting though.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't want to hold you up if you was gonna head out. Do you need a ride?
That's right. She doesn't have a car. Probably. I mean, I could always call a lift.
Nah, come on. I give you a ride. But I tell you what I was going to do. I was going to drop in on Katya and just, I don't know. I keep running over that whole time loss thing. And maybe, I mean, I've had some discussions with some people and maybe I got a little bit of a reputation around here. Maybe if you and I both show up, maybe she has a different impression of what I'm doing, stopping by for coffee first thing in the morning.
Sure.
All right. So Sal will grab a couple cups of coffee. Is Dakota currently drinking one?
Oh, yes.
Okay. All right. Then Sal will grab 2 more. And if Dakota is ready, head over to Katya's apartment.
So you get over to Katya's apartment. As you're walking there, you realize her vehicle is missing from the parking lot.
Sal says, "Hey, is it a work day?" Sal does not say that.
Currently, no. It is a Sunday, I believe.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess depending on what her work schedule is. What she works at the research center, right?
Yeah, Desert Research Institute.
Is it based on what I know? Does she go in on the weekends sometimes?
Once in a while.
Okay.
Yep.
Sal will pause, turn to Dakota, and say, "Huh, looks like she ain't here." I don't know. You tell me if you think I'm off base here. I just got a real funny feeling about that whole thing.
Oh, is she at work or?
I guess she could be. You just do me a favor. You help me keep an eye out, okay?
Okay.
All right. Well, I tell you what. I'm going to down both of these cups of coffee, and then we'll go out and get you any shopping that you need to get done. All right?
Okay.
And Sal will shotgun both cups and then take Dakota where she needs to go.
With only the faintest twitch in his primary hand. Little bit of a jitter, but not much. Anybody else?
How far did I get with a roll of 2?
With a roll of 2, you probably covered a good mile that morning.
Oh,
Round
good.
trip.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good.
Ran past a tattoo shop, a liquor store, a couple restaurants, another liquor store, a post office.
Fascinating. I could mail myself a postcard.
You zip back down Bridger Avenue, right past the Las Vegas Academy of the Performing Arts Center.
Cool. What? I'm looking at all the things. Just all the things.
Yep. A couple more apartments, some residential, lawyer's office. That brings you back to the halfway house.
Okay.
You forgot
Named
all
the-
the churches too, apparently.
Not up that loop, actually.
Okay.
Not particularly. Anyway.
All right. How much time did that kill? Because Alex doesn't want to be in the halfway house.
I killed it in a couple hours. Yeah.
Couple hours. Okay.
You took it easy. You stopped for a break and some food
Okay.
halfway. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. All right. Cool.
You found a newspaper, that kind of thing.
Yes. All the things. Okay. And when I get back, he did something. Is Dustbringer around?
He's around. You occasionally see him flying over. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I will not when I am in the middle of a residential area thing, but probably when I get back to the halfway house.
Oh, he doesn't follow you on your run. No.
Okay. Yep. Yep.
Sorry.
When I get back to the halfway house, then. Can I ask you a question?
Speak to me, child.
I was wondering if you could get a message out for me. It's a ways away, but I don't know. They don't have a phone, and I don't know anywhere else to ask.
You wish to speak to your sisters?
Yes. Aiden said we would contact them after the moot, and it is after the moot.
It is. I can advise you.
What would your advice be?
There are means of sending messages. If it is something you can trust, there are spirits who will sometimes carry them.
What if you don't know if you can trust them? What if they're just something
Then you
that
don't tell them.
you've seen the electricity that
I am aware of your heritage.
are they something I can trust?
Elementals are... They operate on a different spectrum than most of my kind, but if they are properly bound, perhaps.
I understand.
There are also gifts that those advanced among your kind can utilize, which will be helpful in such endeavors. Or you may speak to your alpha and hold him to his word. That would be the most direct approach.
True.
And probably the least costly.
Thank you for the advice.
It is but one of my purposes here.
And Alex will go take a shower, probably.
Okay.
And then come down for the family meeting.
So where are you guys going to have the family meeting?
Anya has, because no one else was up to stuff. Anya has actually put the location as her office because sound area that I can lock so no one interrupts us.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, show up there then. the event location.
All right, if Anya wants her office utterly destroyed by the chaos that is sure to come.
Well, we'll
Don't worry,
see
I
what
can
happens, won't we?
Dakota will show up early and set up like snacks and drinks.
All right.
Worth mentioning really quick, I don't have a long thing. I simply wanted to check and see. Aiden is going to go online, go check like police blotters, things like that. He's just checking in on the whole situation. He stopped. See if it's even reported. If it's not,
it's
fine.
reported. Yeah, there was
Dead
a
body.
blatant murder. Yes,
Yeah.
I mean like obvious shot for like it takes about 5 minutes with a decent CSI tech to be like,
Right.
this guy was shot from behind and had no idea.
Yep.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, there's an active murder investigation for
That's
damn
fine.
sure.
Is there a witness? As near as I can tell.
Near as you can tell, no. That is not the sort of thing you'd be able to find without a pretty deep dive into police databases, probably currently, though.
I mean, that's also fair. It's fine. There was a reason why I walked away the way I did. There's very unlikely.
Sounds
Not
good.
helping you with your vigilante
Security
murder thing
camera
with
footage
exec
shows
order.
Security camera footage shows individual walking away from the scene of the crime, covered in blood and carrying a gun.
And a stick.
And a stick.
And a stick.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, I don't think I had my stick on me at that point.
Never bring a gun to a stick fight.
I'm pretty sure I didn't have my stick.
No,
on
I think you didn't.
Yeah.
I think you had left the stick in
Yes.
behind.
Because you try not to carry your very identifiable items when you're going out knowing that there is at least a 52% chance you're murdering someone.
But after Dakota sets up snacks and refreshments, etc., eventually everybody shows up.
Yeah, Anya's office does have like one of those little meeting room, living room things with a few couches, and everything is very aesthetic. It's not like spotless, but there's very aesthetic art that's clearly hung. There's matching everything to some extent, or at least within proper color palette.
It strikes you almost as someone who's getting their major in office design had to do like a junior year project. I would assume.
And specifically with a Indian influence, but not a particularly stereotypically Indian color palette.
Mm-hmm. So here you all are. Who wants to start?
Ooh, fancy. I grab snacks.
She's also got like
Chex Mix. I take a
Refreshments
cup.
have been placed in the mini fridges. Mini fridge 1 is non-alcoholic. Mini fridge 2 is alcoholic.
Oh, good. There is alcohol. Good.
There is
She's-
alcohol. I would ask that you show some restraint with the vodka. It is true Russian vodka.
That's okay. How shitty is your rum?
It's rum.
I do not stock shitty alcohol. Did you bring any, Dakota?
Oh, that's fine. I've got my own then.
I don't know. I brought alcohol.
Dakota probably brought shitty alcohol.
Oh, good. Thank you, Dakota.
You're welcome. And she's also got like cups set up with like Sharpies to sign your name.
Yes.
Yep.
I take my
There's
assigned
also
cup.
proper glasses and wine glasses with the little tags.
Oh my goodness. I take a
So-
plastic cup.
Ain't no party like a Galliard party.
Oh my god, that's what this is.
Yeah, it's dueling Galliards.
Brilliant.
They
Since
think they're complimenting each other.
since this idea was Alex's, Alex, is there someone you'd like to hear from first?
I look at Aiden.
Oh, God, what?
You look at Aiden, what you see is the bottom of a plastic cup.
Yep.
Yeah. No. So I thought that it would probably be a good idea for us to just all know who each other are.
I remember we had the conversation last night.
Yep, that's
Oh.
a word for it.
Yeah, a conversation may be a little disingenuous. There was yelling.
Yeah.
As what I can credibly determine to be the most unknown individual member of the pack, having only arrived here just before it was formed, would you like me to start?
I was gonna start.
Very well.
I called it. Might as well. There's not like a protocol for this. But I'd like if I can just talk and not get interrupted. So I what's the situation? Like, how are people arranged around the room? This would probably be important to Alex. It's like she was by the food, is on a couch, has probably stood up for this because it feels like a thing you should stand up
I
for.
would assume that in terms of there's probably several movable chairs and an armchair. There's probably primarily one of those sectionals that's the same length on either side with a coffee table next to it.
Ekau would have claimed the armchair, if possible.
Anya's probably on the sectional.
Okay.
Dakota's on the floor on her stomach, feet up, with food and snacks around her.
Wonderful.
Leaning on the
if you guys want to, granted there are no illustrations, but you can go into Roll20 and sort of just arrange yourselves in a rough grouping via token, which I think you should all have control of.
Because it is my office. I'm drawing the office furniture.
Do it.
Do it.
I forget how to lock onto squares in Roll20, so excuse me.
We can do that, Jack. It's still good to describe it for the people who are listening and can't see this.
There's probably a desk over here.
Are these the mini fridges?
Those are extra chairs. Mini
Okay.
fridges can be these ones that don't look specifically like seats. And
Yeah,
there's
Aiden
probably
is-
like a snack table here.
Aiden is leaning up against the one with the alcohol.
Cool.
It's worth knowing. You probably would have noticed because we're all. Well, I mean, Hikal might not have, but everyone else probably noticed that the room is soundproofed.
I'm assuming this is a couch, which means that
the L shape is a couch.
Yeah, which means Ingvar is standing behind the couch, leaning over the back of it.
Okay. So Alex is all the way over here. And so she stands up. Oh goodness. So she goes to stand behind the couch because that's safer. So I talked to Aiden because at the moot because there's my grounding and the circumstances around that I think have become relevant, and you all probably need to know about them. So I when there were weird omens that happened when I was born, and then there was like a dust storm or something, and the moon went red, and it was weird, and That's what I know. And then during my first change, I ran off and met the pack that introduced me to my tribe that I chose. And when I, as part of my rite of and she's going like redder and redder. This is embarrassing. She does not like doing this. It's a lot of talking. When I was at the end of like my training or whatever, I went on my rite of, what's the name for that?
Passage.
Passage into the Umbra, and I got lost and ended up back here in Vegas when I stepped sideways again. The glasswalkers from the Sept found me, and I was under house arrest for it would have 1 month and 23 days.
None of which is your fault.
So turns out that it was sort of, some part of that was prearranged or something, and Walter Hempstead and Park Soon-A have something to do with it. I don't know who Park Soon is, but I have questions. And Aiden, it is past the moot.
It is.
I would like answers to my questions. I think some of those may be out in the desert.
And you damn well deserve them. And we're going to get them.
I need a message sent there. They do not have phones.
Do you know the name of the person you'd like to send a message to?
Yes, Olive.
Hakao reaches into his thigh bag and pulls out a small stone with a spiral, with a symbol etched into it. If you crush this in your hands and whisper your message into it, spirits will take it to your intended recipient.
Okay. Any length or?
Any length, so long as they know who they're taking it to.
Okay.
There is no return message, so be aware of that.
All right. I will hold out my hand for that.
Put it in your hand.
And sit back down.
It's a, for Jack's edification, it's a Gnosis foretalon, so.
Cool.
Yep.
I crush it. And I guess.
Roll Gnosis difficulty 4.
Okay.
And speak your message. Has to be
All
out
right.
loud.
Gnosis. Come on. There it is.
You can spend a willpower on this if you'd like.
Yeah, I would. She really wants to make sure this goes through.
Okay.
Oops, I think I messed up on that. Hang on. Gnosis, not a mod. Difficulty 4. It is a little confusing. Oh, so not a botch. But it doesn't go through.
Holy shit.
Yep.
Wow.
Bad.
2 1s.
Yep.
You crush it in your hand and start to prepare to speak the message, and you just see the spirit just whoosh, gone.
Shit.
And
Well, that makes sense.
everybody who was looking, you can tell, yep, that
I'll have to make another
didn't
one.
work.
Sorry.
It's fine.
I know you said they don't got phones, but do they got spirits that they use for communication at all? we reach out on the other side there?
Not that you
Yeah.
ever saw.
Yeah. I don't. Maybe.
It's a
But I don't-
it's a fairly simple talent to recreate. My heritage allows me to make them fairly easily, so
Okay.
I can make another one.
Well, that's it. So this whole the whole grounding, all that was all a frame up.
It depends on how you view it. Yes,
Was it,
and-
I view it real simple. Like, was it something that she did, or was it something people fucking decided when she was born that she was going to get into trouble whether she wanted to or not?
The short answer to that A or B question is yes. The longer question answer that makes any any level of sense is that Alex didn't do anything wrong.
I could have told you that.
Alex, omens are a thing. How much weight you give them is up to you, but they're real. They mean something. That said, I've always very strongly believed people are in control of their own destinies, whatever the omens may say. This was set up beforehand. It was not an intentional frame-up job. The understanding I have is that whether it was miscommunication, somebody being dumb as fuck and just not considering the fact, because they do that. I'm not sure either nobody ever considered that what it would mean to not explain that it was not Alex's fault. They decided to purposely let that not be known because of reasons that if I say things, I'm going to have to start drinking more. Or there's also the factor that, well, she did nothing wrong. The fact that she went out on everything as described does sort of tie in. So in their eyes, she did something. Did she do something wrong? No. So the answer is yes to both, essentially.
Who was it that invited you along on that trip?
Death.
What was that?
Death.
Seth?
Yeah.
Do I
Is
know
it-
who that is?
Another.
No.
Is Seth
it-
one of?
He's
What's his
another
relation?
Regabash.
Before we get too far from the story, could I ask clarification? I did not want to interrupt. You said 1 month, 23 days. That is from ending yesterday, yes?
Yes.
I see. I apologize, just
I
for
kept track.
unclear.
It's a
Seth.
31 month day too, so it was real. It was anyway.
Seth, somebody with ties to the can leaders.
I like the way your mind works normally, Sal. That's not true. But I see where you're going with this, I think, and I don't think this was a conspiracy. I think this was very well-meaning, stupid people coming to a decision and letting omens, rightfully or not, determine what they were going to do.
My point, and I think probably yours as well, is that should have been Alex. That should have been your decision. You
So
should have
it's not gonna change anything now. I want to get in touch with my mentors.
And
Olive mentioned Park Soon-A. She might know something about what happened. I am going to ask her what happened and why.
be happy to
As
help you with
soon
that.
as I cannot fuck up a
It's
rock.
fine. It's
Al,
it's
if you
fine.
are so interested in digging into everyone else's stories, maybe you should start with yours. Alex is not on any sort of trial here. Alex is volunteering what she wishes to.
Oh, I fucking know Alex isn't on trial here. I'm pissed at the people who put her in this position because she spent the last couple months feeling like she did something wrong when
Welcome
it sounds
to my
like
world.
I think
when
he
it
was
sa-
just trying to find out more information.
when it sounds like she ain't ever done anything wrong and this is something that got put on her. I pull out the big black book. I got one success trying to look up Park's number.
Yeah, you've got a number.
Sal writes or will, I guess, actually just take out his phone and text it to
What are you doing?
Alex. Said, hey, you want to get in touch with Park? There's a number. You want to call her? You can.
I don't think
That's
calling someone
not
of importance out of the blue is the correct choice.
Nope.
Sal,
Alex has the
you
option now.
dodged my actual question.
I asked you a question. You told me I was putting Alex on trial. I ain't putting Alex on trial. I think the people who put Alex in this situation ought to be on trial. Is
Sal, I would
Dustbringer in here?
appreciate if you stopped doing that.
Is Dustbringer in here?
Yes, he is.
Okay, addressed to Dustbringer. Is this the kind of shit that that still counts as worth our loyalty, or is this does this cross a line for us?
You do not have the information required to make that sort of choice, Shadow Walker.
Then that's what I would suggest we look into when Alex wants to do it.
But that is not, unless I am misunderstanding Alex, that is our goal and that is the thing we are about to do. But that is not what we are here for today. What we are here for today is for members of this pack to talk about how they are. So I will say in a way that it's harder for you to redirect. Would you like to go next?
If Alex is done, I'm happy to go next. But I ain't gonna take the floor away from her when we're just finding out this kind of stuff.
Go.
All right, what y'all want to know?
That's not how this works.
Jack, do I get a rage roll for that? Because
You
this is
can
an
absolutely,
ongoing thing.
you can absolutely take it wouldn't be a frenzy roll per se.
I don't know what these rolls are. I just know
Yeah.
that other people get ragey stuff when they get pissed.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
If Anya is getting irritated by this sort of conduct, I'll give you a point of rage just right there.
Okay. I'm
Go ahead and take a
assuming
point of
I
rage.
don't go over max or I can go over
You
max.
can absolutely go over.
Okay, I'm over max. I have full
Okay.
power,
Yeah.
but I'm over max.
I think it's also worth asking, is Sal over max because of what he's just found out?
Yeah, you can take a point of rage as well. Mhm.
I-
All right, cool.
This is
I
so
told
productive.
you
Yeah.
your place is getting wrecked.
Gonna
Oh,
go.
don't worry. I'm a
Yeah.
werewolf. I wreck it regularly. It's built to be fixed.
It's okay.
Yep.
You have somebody
Yep.
very skilled in knocking Guru on their ass with his stick.
And
That's
someone who can
appreciated.
restrain Guru.
So yeah, anyways, that's not how this works, Sal. This is not ask me questions so I can tell you only what you ask. We're all going to go through this.
Tell them what happened in New York.
All right, but you all just understand. I mean, that's a lot to just fucking dump on us.
What?
I imagine
Alex is
all
saying-
of this.
What
will-
just
every single one of these
found out about
a
Alex?
lot to fucking dump on us.
Yes, that's a lot to dump on, and we will get to that. We have all absorbed that information.
What is
You're
it
a
that
little
you?
ahead of the curve on me.
Unfortunately, yes, I'm a little ahead of the curve. The point is, let's go.
Well, as far as I know, I don't got any kind of fucking conspiracies from my own birth. I was born in Trenton. My parents was kinfolk. Grew up around enough other guru to be picked up pretty early. My first change was not anything particularly notable. Didn't have anything terrible happen because I got, like I said, people was keeping eyes on me, so they'd figured it was coming. I got brought in. My people was traditionally part of the wise guys within the Glasswalkers. After the change, I went to the Scepter of Green in Manhattan. Was there for a while. My pack, we was one of the Guardian packs, the Sept. And how the fuck am I going through this? Y'all probably know this already. But there was a power struggle in New York. The head of the Scepter of Green, prior to the pack, started to fall to Hirano. He was seeing less and less of him. And suddenly he was gone. And like it always fucking happens when there's a power vacuum at the top, people start jostling for it. Scepter of Green's supposed to be a bone gnawer pack, but that don't stop other people from trying to squeeze in there. So, the corporate wolves and my people, the wise guys, fighting over it. Not, ritual combat or nothing, but bad press, smear campaigns, people getting arrested, people seeing investments go bad, that sort of thing. Leader of our group in New York was a son of a bitch called Harold Hunt. I used to think he was somebody to look up to. He seemed to know what was going on. All the capos would report into him. They had they feared him and they respected him. And it seemed like he was going to take over. We were going to pull the rug out from those fucking Wall Street bastards. And then out of Harlem, the random interrupts, those guys running the fucking Xbox game, another camp, they come in and they've been doing a little digging. And it turns out fucking Harold Hunt was so interested in getting dirt on the corporate wolves that he'd thrown in with the 7th generation. And Sal pauses to see if that name means anything to anybody.
Odds.
Yeah.
You can roll me intelligence and occult.
Everyone?
Difficulty, anybody who wants to.
I'm assuming if you don't have the thing, you can't make the roll.
Unless you don't have occult, yeah. Difficulty 8.
Intelligence occult.
Ingvar has a dot of a cold, but she's not even going to try.
Wow,
From this-
fucking really?
Difficulty.
They make cleaning products, Jeremy.
It's a band.
To be clear, for those at home, even if it was difficulty 6 and not difficulty 8, with 6 dice, I triple fucking botched.
You're
I'm
very
like,
confident
oh,
you're a Portland band.
that's a faction of Children of Gaia, right? They're wonderful. They're our best friends.
3 if my analytical intelligence specialty applies.
Nah, not
4,
in this
but
case.
3.
So Dakota and Alex, you guys have spent some time around Sal, and you've heard him reference a worm cult. Hekau, you've specifically heard of 7th generation as a group fairly heavily steeped in the worm that was allied with or had apparently gotten tangled up with and fucked up the social structure in New York specifically.
Do I know like their origins or anything like that?
You know they're affiliated with the Defiler Worm. That's about as specific as you get. But it's mostly, you know, businessmen, politicians, military leaders, etc., etc. And they tend to look in on the idea of breaking down anything that hints at any sort of harmony, unity type thing. They excel at breaking down structures, specifically human interactive structures.
They are the physical embodiment of entropy.
Kinda.
But
out loud in the sort of in the like the pause break there, Hekal will just say out loud, "Worm cultists."
Oh.
You're muted, Craig.
Meanwhile, Aiden's like, 7th generation, you mean Avenged Sevenfold.
Sal points at a cow and says, bingo.
Okay.
This son of a bitch wanted to climb the ladder so fucking fast he didn't care that the rungs were made out of worm.
Okay.
We figured that it was all a smear job, but the problem is that the random interrupts had all the fucking receipts. Some cases, literal receipts.
Okay.
You can imagine after that, Manhattan wasn't a great place to be if you were one of the wise guys.
So what happened that brought you down here? Because that alone, that is a reason to fight your leader, not a reason to flee.
Well, the problem was he wasn't alone in having dealt with 7th generation. And so they couldn't tie it to everybody else. And of course, those of us who had no fucking idea that he was that much of a rat bastard, we didn't know, and it was a shock to all of us, but that didn't stop the inquiry coming down. And I got family back there. And so I figured the best thing I can do is get out in the way, make it clear that I'm not still there. I'm not digging into those things. I still got business there. Like I said, I got my people there. So I go back to see them and help them out when I can. But there wasn't fucking anything I could do anymore. They took away our guardianship. They busted us back down lower than Clearth. And looked around for places that the wise guys still had some pull. They're on a hell of a lot of places. A little bit up in Chicago, but it gets fucking cold up there. So between that and Vegas, came out here. We knew some of the old boys. Tommy Two Tails is out here. I met him once back out in the day, and he said maybe he could set me up, find me something to do, someplace to be useful. So that's where I am.
Okay. Fair.
Dakota's going to give him a hug.
He doesn't say anything, but he hugs back pretty hard.
Shall I go next then?
And we will pick up next week with Ingvar's story.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye. Goodbye.
When the wolves cry out, echoes in the old walls, distant are the calls on the winter's wind. When the wolves cry out, honoring the black bonds held in the beyond as the lights stay dim. Sometimes the last in line are the ones who last in time. Blood on the snow, blood on the ashes. I'm not ashamed of what I am. Make it my own, make it my castle. I'm not ashamed of what I am. Honor calls, honor calls. ones who last in time. Blood on the snow, blood